everyone, welcome to Anime Amigos, first of 2024.
Hello.
I'm Calvin Atkinson, the Pokemon punk, surrounded by a couple of dogs.
That's a nice way to talk about us, Cal.
Hang on.
I'm Ren, the JoJo Genius.
I'm Reese, the Gundam Guru.
And new amigo, Pepper, the dog.
Okay guys, this is just getting ridiculous now.
We keep trying to replace you and you keep not falling for the traps I set.
That's cause you're... Calvin, a rope around my leg is not good enough. You have to attach it to something.
We also know Calvin's experience with puzzles, so setting up
I mean,
a trap
am
I
I
don't
really
think would be
that
very
bad?
good.
Am I really that bad? You'd rather have my mother's dog than me?
No comment.
No comments.
I plead the fifth.
So,
Honestly.
well, welcome to...
I'm Ellie of the Vanguard Vagrant.
So, back to our regularly scheduled programming. It's time for Anime of the Year 2023.
Season 7!
We have 10 nominees, but of those 10, we're gonna have to. But of course, there were loads of mentions and honorable and dishonorable mentions to talk about. So, Elliot, have you got your list?
Oh, we're going straight into it. Okay.
Yeah, I want to go straight into it
Alright,
because it'll aid my discussion of my next part. I think if we get these out of the way.
yeah, okay, so... Let's get into it. We have...
Basically, if these are on the list, if these are on, we'll go through the whole list if you didn't watch most of them. But if they're on this list, they're not up for Anime of the Year.
Yeah, these are all honorable and dishonorable mentions. We have exactly 50 to go through. So let's go into it. To start off, number one, we have the 100 girlfriends who really love you. I was expecting to absolutely despise this. I thought it was going to be awful. It's ended up being one of the funniest things I've seen all year. It made me laugh. It was wholesome. Absolutely love it. Go check it out. Number two, The Angel Next Door Spoils Me Wrong. I fucking hated this.
Yeah, but
honorable mentions.
I really hated this. This is a dishonorable mention for me.
Okay.
You just go watch our Hot Takes episode for more on that. Yeah. Number three, The Aristocrats of the Worldly Adventures, serving gods who go too far. Dishonorable mention. This one was awful.
Oh yeah, I remember that one being bad.
Absolutely terrible. This is the most annoying thing I've seen all year. One of the worst things I've seen all year. Number four, one I'm going to give to Ren. Bleach 1000-Year Blood War, The Separation.
Did well in the Crunchyroll Awards, actually. Got quite a few nominations in
It's
that.
very good.
Okay.
That sums it up well.
You guys should watch it.
Number five, one for Reese, Ballbusters.
Yeah, so this was a new mecha show from the other season. A lot of fun.
Okay, number six, one for me, Bungo Stray Dogs Season 4 and 5. This is a year I got into Bungo Stray Dogs. So happy I did. It was really good. And these two seasons were fantastic. Honestly, the best we had so far. Can't wait for more. Number seven, Butaraba, story of a man who turned into a pig. Guy gets isekai'd into a pig, woman tries to fuck him. No!
Lives his fetish.
Also, while we're at the dog one goes in that position as well,
We'll
if you
get to
haven't done that.
Number eight, Carve Vanguard Will Dress Season 2 and 3. Another one for me. Carve Vanguard's my comfort show. It's really good. I really enjoyed it. Please go watch it. Please, I need someone to talk about this stuff with. Number 9, Castlevania Nocturne. In my opinion, one of the weakest seasons for Castlevania, but it was still very good. Amazing animation, fantastic action. Just generally still very good. Still my favorite show of all time for a reason.
We disagreed earlier because I think season 3 is the weakest one, but like we'll go.
Number 10, Danger in My Heart. Absolutely love this one. It's just so wholesome, so lovely. Season 2 is currently ongoing. I absolutely loved it.
Expect season 2 to possibly be in my best sequels list for this season.
Number 11, Danmachi Season 4 Part 2. Wow, this is the best Danmachi has ever been. It's the darkest season. We really saw Belle struggle, and it was absolutely fantastic. Go watch Danmachi if you haven't already. It is so good.
I'm working on it.
Number 12, Dark Gathering. One of the best horror anime I've seen in a good while. The characters were really good. Some moments were actually genuinely quite scary.
Thanks for reminding me, I forgot about that.
Genuinely creative ideas. Really go watch it. Number 13, Death Mount Death Play. Basically, Overlord meets Devil is a part-timer with a little bit of Mirai Nikki thrown in there. Honestly, one of the isekai to look out for. It was generally very good. Number 14, I'll give to one of these. They can fight over it. Demon Slayer, Swordsmith Village Arc.
Yeah.
It was alright.
Okay.
It was there.
I didn't watch it.
Really?
What? Read the manga. That's still where it starts to dip for me.
Okay, valid.
Number 15. Don't Worry Me, Nagatoro-san's Second Attack.
Yeah.
Nagatoro-san is back. It is still fantastic. Her and Senpai are just as awesome as always. But you're obviously you know that you have what you'd like to have watched it. If you haven't, go watch it. Number 16, one I'll give to Calvin. Duke of Death and His Main Season 2.
Very good season. I've set up the final season pretty well, and I'm pretty sure next season, based on the fact I've read the entire manga, next season's the final season, but they did a very good job transferring it to animation.
Bitch. Number 17, Eden Zero Season 2. It's more Eden Zero.
Yeah.
It's still,
And
it's still very
Reese,
good.
you particularly like Eden Zero.
Yeah, so if you enjoyed the first season, you'll also enjoy season 2.
Number 18, another one I'll give to Reese, a dishonorable mention, Gundam Metaverse.
Yes, this is Bandai trying to cash in on the whole metaverse trope going on in a minute. So they bring back all the old characters from the other Build, Fighters, and Divers series for a collaboration for 3 OVAs, and it's awful.
It was awful.
Yeah.
Utterly awful.
Number 19, Hell is Paradise.
So close to being a wild card from
So
the,
close to being a wild card from one of the assistants of Chainsaw Man. It was really enjoyable, very nice. I think it's confirmed for the second season.
It has,
Yeah.
and I've read the whole manga. It's going to be amazing.
Really looking forward to it.
Also, while we're on the subject, that's going to be our second biggest. Why the fuck was that not nominated in the comments?
Yeah.
If we ever get them.
Number 20, Horimiya, The Missing Pieces. I do wish we got a second season of Horimiya rather than just getting a bunch of clips that weren't used in the first season. But still, it's still Horimiya.
Very
It's still
good.
wholesome slice of life.
Yeah.
It's still amazing. Number 21, number 21, another dishonorable mention. I got Chisco in Another World and became a rival in the Real World 2. This one was just wish fulfillment,
Yeah.
power fantasy bullshit that I dropped from the first episode, and from what I heard, it gets worse. Honestly, probably the worst thing I've seen all year.
10
It's
minutes.
terrible.
10 minutes in, and I passed out.
Yep.
I woke up somewhere in Europe. I don't know where. Still.
Number 20. Why am I in Melbourne? Number 22.
Europe.
Number 22. Insomniacs After School. Very, very basically Call of the Night, but for Insomniacs instead of vampires. I generally absolutely loved it. I think it's got a second season. I'm confirmed.
The
I'm not
manga
sure.
has completed as well, so if it
Yeah.
doesn't get a second season, you can finish the
Really,
story.
really loved it. Go check it out. Number 23, Jujutsu Kaisen Shibuya Incident. My heart goes out to the people at MAPPA. They did a fantastic job despite their working conditions. And they managed to deliver this. So
That's third place on How the Hell Was This Not Nominated?
mad respect.
Yeah.
Number 24, Kuba Won't Let Me Be Invisible. A show that I think got ignored because it was delayed into spring, which is a shame because it was so good. This was it was just very, very adorable.
I think this was second place for show most damaged by its delay.
Yeah, I absolutely loved it though. It was really good. Number 25.
Also, what before you do that, Transform.
Number 24, 5, sorry, Mushel, Magic and Mushels.
Oh, yeah.
Rock Lee meets Harry Potter. Very, very fun, very enjoyable.
Finally-
Season 2 of that is continuing this season.
Yeah.
You'll better believe I'm going to be watching it. It's
Finally, a thing that's Harry Potter like that I can enjoy without any guilt.
Yay! Number 26, the Masterful Cat is depressed again today. Insert cat joke to Calvin's expense. It was, once again, another very, very good one. We had to get into the mindset of a cat where it's just, God, I fucking hate you.
Okay.
Very good. I really liked it.
Yeah, I liked it more than I thought I was going to.
Number 27, MF Ghost, aka Motherfucking Ghost. The surprise sequel to Initial D. Despite being only one race, it was really fun, really enjoyable. We're getting season 2 of it, cannot wait.
Next.
Number 28, another one I'll give to Reese. Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch from Mercury, season 2.
Yeah, so a slight downgrade to season 1, but still very enjoyable.
I thought it ended brilliantly, and thank you for the people, the staff that disproved Bandai Namco and confirmed Soletta and Mireille are married at the end of the series.
Yay!
Fuck you, Bandai Namco.
Yep.
Number 29, My Happy Marriage. One of the best romance anime to come out this year. Generally very wholesome. Once again, very wholesome, very good. I think the fantasy does distract from it a bit, but still really good.
I would argue also the best current anime to come out on Netflix that in 2023.
Yeah, but there's Pluto as well.
I still think I preferred My Happy Marriage.
Which I'd like to know. I forgot to add in here, so just
Put there.
Yeah.
Number 30, another dishonorable mention. My Life as Unukai's Dogs. Why did we let this happen twice? Stop fucking animals!
Yep.
Number 31, My Love Story with Yamada at level 999.
Yeah.
Honestly, my favorite romance of this year.
And
This was
That was
very
fantastic.
good. This
And
was
one of my
very good,
favourite
very
OPs
good.
of the year.
Yeah, generally. I desperately hope for season 2. This is one of the shows I wanted season 2 for most. Absolutely
And
loved it.
you can still read the manga, and I believe
Yeah, people are very excited for them to adapt chapter 69. You can guess why.
Yeah.
Number 32.
I'm not even joking.
Number 32, another dishonorable mention. My unique skill makes me OP even at level 1. This isekai infuriated me. It made me so fucking angry with how lazy and just agonizingly awful it was. Genuinely one of the worst isekai I've ever seen. Fucking atrocious. Number 33, one I'll give to Ren. Nier Automata version 1.1a.
I don't know why you're giving it to me specifically.
You highly praised it in
Yeah,
winter.
I mean,
it was your anime of winter.
Was it? Wow.
Or best original.
Wow, you completely forgot
I
it.
completely forgot it.
And you nominated something else from that season instead.
What did I?
Trigun Stampede, you idiot.
I think because I haven't finished watching Trigun Stampede.
Anyway, number 34. Number 34, Oshinoko, from the mind of Kaguya-sama Lovers War, a deep
That's
dive.
That's the number one on how the hell did we not nominate this?
Deep dive into like the behind the scenes and bad side of like showbiz. Very, very enjoyable. I wasn't as big on it as a lot of other people were, but still. Really good.
That for the record, that's the reason why it wasn't nominated. None of us were big on it by the end of that show as we were at the start.
Number
of it.
39, I'll give this one to Cal. I'll give this one to, number 35. I'll give this one to Calvin because he was the big champion of this one. Our dating story: the experienced you and inexperienced me.
Yeah, I really like this one. Nice story. Tells a pretty decent story about. If anything, it tells a pretty decent story about a young girl finding her self-worth.
It does go a little bit downhill in the later episodes.
Slightly does go downhill, but from what I've heard from and I've heard some people say that the light novels it goes really bad in the light novels, but I've heard that on other things and I disagree with people.
Moving on. Number 36, another one I'll give to Ren because he's a big fan of this one. Ranking the King Season 2.
Yeah, it was fucking sick. I didn't expect it to have a story by the midpoint, but like it was very episodic up to that. If you can get past that, it's boss.
And number 37, the reason why Raeliana ended up in the Duke's Manor. Generally probably my favourite villainess isekai of the year because it was had a very interesting premise, really awesome, just generally very good.
But I am getting a bit sick of that genre now. It's been getting a bit overdone.
The thing I find unfortunate is it is working. Most villainess isekai I've seen are really good. Anyway, number 36, Rise of the Shield Hero Season 3. Fuck you, is good. I like that they decided to slow it down and focus more on sidecasts. Generally very, very good. Not very, very good. Not as good as Season 1, but still really enjoyable. Hope for Season 4.
Better Season 2.
Yeah. Number 39, Ronka Monahashi's Forbidden Deductions. A really good detective anime featuring a guy with psychic powers trying to convince the criminals to commit suicide after they solve the crimes. The main duo is really good. We get a second season. Can't wait for more.
I don't think it helped that it came out the same year as Rain Code. I think Rain Code took a lot of the detective things away from the anime fans.
Still really good. Number 40, Shangri-La Frontier. This is the one I'm probably the most upset isn't the wild card. I love this show so much. It's so much fun. And the one that when it ends, I consistently go, what do you mean it's been more than 5 minutes? Absolutely watch it. It is fantastic. Number 41, Skip and Loafer. A very wholesome slice of life show of like a country bumpkin coming into the big city, going to school here. Just very wholesome.
Also, best dance in an OP all year.
Yeah, really want a Zone 100.
Close call.
It's generally very good. Number 42, Spy Family Season 2. Wait, we get an arc? And based around your? Yeah, it's very good. Go check it out. Number 43, another one just for me, Stardust Telepath. Bocce the Rock, building rockets. Well, but no, it's not as good Bocce the Rock, but still very, very enjoyable.
Which, by the way, go vote for Bocce the Rocket for Anime of the Year at the Crunchyroll Awards. It needs to be the winner.
Number 44, Sugar Apple Fairy Tale. This was so good. And I feel like it was slept on by a lot of people, but it's genuinely very good. The second half was so amazing. Absolutely go check it out. Number 45, Sin Duality Noir. Another one that was probably very slept on, but in my opinion, probably the best mecha anime to come out this year.
Yeah.
Very enjoyable. It's continuing to this season. Cannot wait.
Yeah, that's the best 3D animation this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Interesting mech design as well. Number 46, Tokyo Revengers, the Christmas Showdown. A lot of people were quite mixed on it. I thought it was very good.
Same.
It had generally really interesting to see.
Season 2.
A lot of things to go into the Black Dragon with. Very, very enjoyable. We'll talk more about Season 3 later. Number 47, Tomo-chan is a girl.
Thank you.
A very, very wholesome, very fun slice of life romance. It sucks that we're not getting any more of it.
Oh, by the way,
you know what? Still really good.
By the way, read the manga because they cut they cut a lot of content from the anime,
Okay.
including a sequence where
Number 48, one for Calvin. Tony Coward, Over the Moon for You, Season 2.
brilliant second season. Though I kind of wish they got to some of the big plot revelations that they've not got to. Hopefully, season 3 will get there.
I wasn't as big on it, I'll be honest. Anyway, number 49, Tsurune, The Linking Shot. I really wish this one got more attention. Tsurune is one of the most slept on sports anime in my opinion, and
it's
it
also-
is fantastic. It's probably my second favorite sports anime. Go check it out.
Would you say it's probably the most slept on KyoAni show?
Oh, absolutely. And finally, number 1, Undead Murder Farce. Sherlock Holmes, but if Sherlock Holmes was a disembodied head.
Yeah.
And doing investigations on monsters. Really good, great chemistry between the characters. Some of the best writing all year. Like the banter in it was top tier. I really hope we get a season 2 for it.
So that's the thing for me. That sums up 2023 quite well because 2023, very big highs, very big lows.
Yeah.
It really felt like this was the hardest year to pick wild cards considering how good the standard was this year.
Yeah, there were a lot of forgettable shows. One I wish I could have mentioned but didn't was, for example, the girl forgot her glasses.
Yeah.
But when the shows are good, they are good.
Yeah.
In all honesty, I completely forgot about Ranking of Kings season 2. I think retrospectively, I probably would have nominated that.
Disney,
But never mind.
but the thing is, Disney Plus and Netflix also came out of their way to be very good competition for Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
Funimation's still around though. Weirdly, that website and service hasn't gone down yet.
The one downside I would say, Disney Plus still doesn't have Tokyo Revengers season 1 on this.
Yeah, that's bizarre to me.
Put season 1 on there. People are going to be confused.
And also, I was very confused by the fact that they only have season 2 listed when it's actually a combined.
A
season
combined
3.
of season 2 and season 3. Yeah, I was confused by that as
Yeah.
well. But
I think they're probably thinking, oh, they're both coming out the same year. It's probably the same season.
yeah, mid-season break. Yeah, but the thing,
It was also funny how they have to censor a lot of it as well on Disney Plus
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
with the symbols.
Yeah, because
Oh, yes.
the path of Buddha symbol looks a lot
the-
a lot like the that guy we made fun of in high school, and ironically worshipped in high school.
Pardon?
Oh no.
God, what kind of friends was I having in high school?
Yeah, that's a good question.
The wrong ones.
Is this fit staining?
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
Anyway.
Simon.
There we go. Funny. So anyway, I think 2023's biggest problem for me was the fact I disagree with the fan base a lot this season in 2023. Like, it was hardly ever my favorite. Was hardly ever topping the Annie Trendings charts. And anytime you went on like anime Twitter or anime Facebook, there was always some people who were saying all these sequels are crap, and I was like, they're not crap.
Again, the big thing that really pissed me off was people bumping up the Angel Next Door supposed to be rotten in the same season as Tomo-chan is a Girl and fucking Vinland Saga was out.
Well, both were much
And
better.
people were saying Vinland Saga was boring. Shut up, you uncultured swine. It has some of the best writing. And also, I say again, you think that was boring, and yet the cleaner who lives next door sits on my couch wasn't.
Can I also ask, did people still say that after the winter season was over and we got to the second half of Vinland Saga?
I have no idea, but I still saw people saying that Angel Next Door was peak. In which case, fuck off. It's one of the worst rumors I may have ever seen.
Those are
Fight me.
people who probably watch like very few of the shows and don't have a good opinion of anime.
No, it's just it's only people who want wish fulfillment.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the one that
Shut up, I'm right.
I think the two that people are going to say, how the hell did this not get nominated, are Hell's Paradise and Oshino Ko.
Yeah.
Hell's Paradise very close, but I enjoyed Buddy Days a little more. That's why I got my one. If you watched last week, you would see my dilemma. And Oshino Ko, I think we all were quite, with the exception of Ren, we were all quite big on it in the first few episodes, and then we kind of dropped off a little bit.
I think I would say the first episode I was quite big on it, but I feel, yeah, it feels like it's building up to something, and it doesn't quite, and wasn't quite able to show it in the first season.
Also, because of the fact I'm aware of manga spoilers, this manga is going to go in. It's going to go in directions where I'm like, are you sure the author's okay? Because I'm not sure this is going to work if you go down this route.
The main joke I heard a lot of people saying is that apparently that it was leaked that there was going to be incest.
There was a leak that suggests that
Oshino Ko.
yes,
Yeah.
there is a leak that there was a leak that suggests it, but the translation when it came out it didn't confirm it, but it said there's as a possibility. I think you basically put it in as a litmus test to see would he get a lot of backlash for it.
You'd fucking hope so.
Yeah.
You don't know anime fans.
No, sadly I do.
There's.
I mean, for God's sake, they made my stepmom's daughter is my ex.
Yeah.
and
Yeah, that's why I've never been a fan of those ones. It's like it's not
And
technically.
before you ask, no, I don't know how I remember that one either.
It's one
I'm
of
a
those-
glutton for bad shit.
And I really am not a fan of those whole. It's not technically incest because just go.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
The only exception to that, I would say, is a couple of cuckoos. It's not incest.
Yeah, that one.
They are
That's,
objectively absolutely not. They're not even siblings.
yeah, that one I will say you can get away with that one.
Yeah.
That's the exception to the rule. But anyway, okay, so
And again, I don't know how I remember that one either.
we're gonna go. So we got 10 nominees. We're gonna go in order of broadcast release of broadcast days. So the first one that broadcast will go first, and we'll end with the one that broadcast last. And also if there's a tie, and then we're not gonna make up our mind till the end.
Yeah.
And if there's a tie, we go by what had the highest average score according to a combined list of My Anime List and Anime Planet.
Yeah.
Which I was actually interested in the result of that, and I reckon you guys will be quite interested in the result of it.
By the way, people, I have a dog here. I'm not just stroking myself.
Yeah.
I'm stroking you though.
We saw the dog at the beginning. So the 10 nominees are The Magical Revolution of the Reincarnated Princess and the Genius Young Lady. Try saying that 10 times fast.
Magical name.
Trigun Stampede, Buddy Daddies, Vinland Saga Season 2, Heavenly Delusion, Dr. Stone New World,
Woo!
Zom 100 Bucket List of the Dead, Frieren Beyond Journey's End, Tokyo Revengers Season 3, and the Apothocarry Diaries. So,
Some of those entries people are going to be very mad at us for.
Yeah.
which ones do you think in particular they're going to be mad about?
Probably
Magical Revolution.
Probably that one, yeah, I would
Why
say.
would they be mad at that? I
I'd
like
say
it.
probably Trigun Stampede as well.
Yeah, well, that's
And maybe Tokyo Revenge.
Can I say as well, I'm looking at the average scores again. Those two were very close to each other in the average score. So
Really?
I won't say where they were on it just yet, but
just that they were close.
Yeah.
just that they were close together to each other. Let's start with the Magical Revolution of the Reincarnated Princess, the Genius Young Lady. Reese, I'll agree with you. This show did not get enough love.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the better Yuri-focused shows,
I think
in my opinion.
I would go even further. I'd say it was the best LGBTQ plus show of the year.
I think it was very slept on because just because it was an isekai.
Yeah.
But I'll also say on Ren's point, there wasn't a lot coming out this year in that genre.
Yeah.
So
I mean, but also like the isekai elements hardly factored in.
Yeah.
Well, I enjoyed it.
It's basically just a footnote.
I
But
mean,
I enjoyed it.
I like
no,
that.
They do. They do. No, first of all, I do like it when the fact that they do acknowledge it as an isekai.
Yeah.
But in this one, they actually do that because the girl wants to fly. She's
Yeah.
upset. She's in a magic world, and she loves that, and she can't use magic. So it's just like, I'll just make my own then.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things I like about these, it reminded me a lot. The way they handled the isekai elements of it reminded me a lot of not as well done as this show, but it did remind me a lot of the Faraway Paladin.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's fair.
actually, that's a good comparison.
The Faraway Paladin actually, I think, is a very similar show in many regards. Although I would also say, I think that the main character in this one doesn't veer as close to.
No, she's not. She's not like the protagonist.
She's not as much of a Mary Sue as as the character. Even then, I say that Faraway Paladin he edges to that. He's not fully there.
Yeah.
With Faraway. In all fairness, with Faraway Paladin, we see him actually get stronger though. He's
Yeah.
not just
Yeah.
instant powerful. It's because he was trained by like really powerful people
Yeah.
in like, all areas.
Yeah. So what were people's critiques of the show?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Actually.
Well, quite a large critique was the focus on LGBTQ elements.
Oh, why?
Yeah.
I
Unfortunately.
Seriously?
I'm not being funny. It's a fantasy world. You can accept that things
I mean,
might be
people
gay
can
in a
fly!
fantasy world.
I mean,
yeah,
I
and
mean-
that's what you're taking issue with.
gay. I just love that. Like you saying, "Oh, shut up! It's a fantasy world." Like almost as if you're saying, "Gay people are made up."
Gay people are magic!
I confirm, I'm not real.
I think maybe the reason why people might be upset is because we've put this up here, yet we haven't put other shows like Toma-Chen as a girl, for example,
But
which was like the very big original darling of that season.
But we all get our personal choices in this
Yeah.
list, and because this is our list, and Reese got his personal
Yeah.
choice. He really liked this one. I will be honest. At the time, I wouldn't put it above something like Tomo-Chan's a Girl or Buddy Daddies, which is also on this list, obviously as we already mentioned.
Yeah.
But It was very, I remember at the time thinking it was very good. I think I ranked it higher than Angel Next Door Spoils Me Rotten.
I mean, it was mine and Reese's original of the season.
Yeah.
I would say, yeah, I mean, because obviously I only watched it retrospectively. The animation was great. I like the story.
Can I also say I'm glad they didn't skip out on Ines and Yuffie's relationship and sort of say, oh, we're going to hold it till a later manga. They actually do get together.
Yeah.
Thank fuck for that. They didn't draw that shit out.
It's they're just very close friends.
I fully thought
Who hold hands
And share a bed.
Yeah, I thought that they were gonna like really toe the line with it until like obviously I got farther in. And
Until
I was
they
like,
have.
yeah, we're good.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
of
that's
course. I
nice.
should also mention if you have got this far, and I should have mentioned earlier, there's spoilers for everything we're talking about.
Does
So yeah, and of course we have a full-on kiss in the show.
the show does also
Just like an
the show does
anime
also
does.
do like something that I've noticed a lot of sort of a female focused fantasy do now though, like where it starts off with the royal prince cancelling off the engagement with someone.
Yeah.
Like we got that with Seventh Time Loop that came out this season, for example.
But I also
That was actually quite good though.
But I also found it interesting how well they did. I think even the show's theme for me is outsiders. It's all about outsiders and an interesting, and how like the people who often are doing the most interesting ideas are the people who are not the most noticed or are not designed to be the most noticed.
Yeah.
I also will say one of the problems, something I've noticed about anime with LGBTQ themes, is I often think they're designed to pander to an audience in a sexual sense.
No, I wouldn't say.
I'd say some of the ones that I don't really like do that. So like it's designed to appeal to I've watched a lot of Yuri anime that feel like it's designed to appeal to straight men.
Yes.
And similarly, I've seen a lot of yaoi anime that feels like it's designed to appeal to straight women.
Yeah.
I might be going a bit off the line on this one. I do apologise if I've offended anyone with this.
From the ones I think of, and hold in quite high regard, like Sasaki and Miyano and Given, I never really noticed.
Yeah, those are the good ones though. I'm saying the ones that I don't really like.
One that I don't know if you would say with this one, but one that a lot of people really love is Bloom Into You. Would you say that's one of the better ones?
That's one of the better ones as well because it actually is written from a perspective that feels genuine.
Yeah.
So I think we're getting better ones now. That's my point. It's like it feels like it's come a long way from when I felt like it was pandering to straight people. I mean, I'm generalising so much there.
I agree with you.
But can I just say, I'll repeat again, if I've offended anyone with that, I do sincerely apologise with that one. And I will retract that statement.
Your beating will take place after this episode.
Not again.
Prepare yourself.
I already got enough of it when I put Rit as best girl.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I haven't watched as much Yuri or Yaoi anime, to be honest, as you, Cal, but anime generally. But the ones that I have seen do seem to be like, okay, we are doing this not for the actual, for that demographic, purely for people who get
to avoid doing a James Summerton, I will say Jury on Ice edges into that one.
Yeah,
edges.
Please stop saying edges and edging, by the way, because that's taken on a new.
Oh no! I just realised.
Again, I'd say Sasaki and Miyano is another very good example.
But
it's a good example because that one is like a guy discovering himself.
But the reason I brought it up is this is a prime example of it does work. This one, this does. I felt like this one. Does not feel like it's just designed to appeal to horny men.
What was that? Elliot, I swear you watched it as well, that detective one, like that supernatural detective gay one. What was
that Night Beyond the Tricornered Winter.
Yeah,
that was awful!
That was so bad it's good, like yaoi anime. That was just great.
That wasn't so bad it was good, it was so bad it was painful.
In a good way.
But
it was not. It wasn't.
I think that actually, out of all the couples on this list, Yuffie and Ames and Anis are really excellent.
Anisphere.
Anisphere, yeah.
Yeah, that's some of the best, I'd say.
I'd definitely say so. The thing is, I like how Anisphere is sort of established as gay pretty early in, which I feel like a lot of anime don't really do. The only one I can think of that came out this year that maybe is I'm in love with the villainess.
Yeah, I was about to bring that one up. I think that one actually.
Though I will admit, it's kind of funny. Are you what they call gay?
But one of the things I liked about that, one of the things I sort of liked, but I don't like it when the often shows will stop to explain something to you. But at least that one, they actually did a pretty good job with it. So they did a better job than fucking what was that one that was on Crunchyroll for ages and got all those shit? Happy Sugar Life.
Happy Sugar Life.
There was that one. It would go to the magic school, and
Oh no, not that one.
it was so crap. High Guardians, High Spice Guardian, or something like that.
I do not know what that one is.
Hang on a second. I'm just gonna.
Wait, was that the one with a bunch of reused assets?
Yes.
Yes.
High Guardian Spice.
Yeah.
Remember that show just stopped dead to explain what exactly transgender people are.
Pardon?
It stops dead for like a minute to explain despite the fact they did a very good allegory early on about it. I was like, no, I don't need you to stop and tell me this. Just have the characters express themselves.
What was...
Fuck's sake, and the thing is, again, it's those stars aligned. That was a really great trans representation, and they didn't have to stop and fucking explain it. Fuck's sake.
Yeah, weird choice.
It's honestly, that's one of just several weird choices that piece of shit show made.
Yeah.
But let's talk about something good, though. I do like that as well, though. It does I like shows that toe that line between science and magic.
Yeah.
Or as I call it,
Or like
Power
those-
Rangers
Or like
syndrome.
goes into the science of magic.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
if you actually that was what the original themes of Power Rangers was
Yeah.
science versus magic. Again, borrowing from you, Linkara. Thank you very much.
Yep, with the whole Zordon versus Rita Repulsa.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh god, I can't hear the opening riff of that song anymore without going. After 10,000 years,
Yes,
I'm
I'm
free.
free!
It's time to conquer Earth. Alpha, Rita has escaped. Recruit teenagers with attitude.
Oh god, they got him now. He's going now. He's going to be quoted the entire first episode.
No, I'm done now. Oh god, that was such a... But I'm glad you reminded me of this one, Reed, because I completely forgot about it when we did the beginning of it.
Oh no, I didn't. I remember really. This is
Yeah.
one of the better isekais of the year.
I would like to say, I would have liked to have seen it gone longer. I think it could have benefited from like 24 episodes.
Is it
Yeah,
based,
I would say so.
by the way, is this based on a light novel or a manga?
I believe it's a light novel.
Yeah, I'm
And-
pretty sure it's a light novel.
And my follow-up question is it completed?
Light novel, yes, no. It's based on a light novel. It is
Ongoing.
ongoing.
Oh.
The
Okay.
original web novel series, though, is finished.
Right, okay.
Oh, so what novel first?
Yeah, it's a web novel series, and then it became a light novel, and now and it's also got a manga adaptation as well.
Yeah.
I've never been a fan of the mangas that adapt light novels because they often cut stuff out, or like honestly, you cannot get the full.
I mean, sometimes they like. I think a lot of times they sometimes tone down a lot of the things.
Like the one that's been the most successful at adapting a light novel, in my opinion, has been the two that have been very successful have been. I'm very distracted now because there's a dog messing with the drinks coasters on my sofa.
Yeah.
Pepper, come here.
What are you doing?
There's see how professional we are on this show. There's but there's a
We never said we were professional.
No.
We only do this for our job.
but but I did really like this whole show, and it did nail a lot of the aspects I wanted it to nail. I do agree with you; it should have been longer.
Yeah.
But the light novel the light novels I do think did quite well in manga was Shield Hero and ReZero. They both did a very good job about not cutting content. But
Yeah.
I will say, evidently, I think it actually made Shield Hero worse in several regards because I think it highlighted how some of the anime changes were actually good changes.
Yeah.
I do think the that one girl who Prince Algard ditched Yuffie for.
Yeah.
I didn't really. It felt like when it was revealed she was a vampire. That kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, that was kind of like a why? What?
Yeah.
Algard's fine as a villain. Just
Yeah.
stick with that.
Yeah. Also, Algard is the name of my first D&D character, and that really threw me off.
That's where they got the idea, Elliot. Get them for plagiarism.
No! Summer turn!
So, I think we'll obviously come back to our thoughts on all these shows, but
Yeah.
Is this new? That's really good.
yeah,
I like
Brendan,
that.
have you just noticed that I put that up there?
That's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
He just noticed the JoJo painting I
Would you-
bought at MCM.
Oh, was it? I was going to say, I'm interested in the artist.
Yeah, well, we knew we needed an extra space for it, and we saw that and said that would be perfect since you sit here.
Yeah, perfect.
We might need more. Maybe one more will do it. There's still a bit of white space on the.
Yeah, we're waiting for Claire to group portrait of all four of us.
Oh, true. Yeah, fair play.
Nude.
Not again.
just all of us in that one sauna, in that one sauna still.
the scene with otters from Gelden Camway. Trigun Stampede.
Trigun Stampede.
This was Ren's wild card.
Yes.
Can I be honest, Ren?
Yeah.
Why pick this one, if I'm right?
I think doing the episode on Trigun, like I just
When we did our live episode,
Yeah.
it actually occurred to me how much I really liked it. To be honest with you.
which is weird because it occurred the opposite for me.
Yeah, because I don't have the nostalgia for the original series.
Okay, yeah.
I think. Sorry.
I don't.
And what was your view on it? You weren't big on it.
I thought it was on par with the original. That's kind of my
Right,
thought.
okay, yeah.
Okay, so me and Reese do have nostalgia.
Nostalgia, yeah.
Although I will say my nostalgia is from much later in life.
That being said, you were basically saying, "Oh, everything this show does, the original does better. It's not very good." Like everyone here said, "Oh, we thought the new OP was a little bit better." Just like, no, the first OP was so good. I'm Calvin Nutkinson. I'm 72 years old, and I need to take my meds.
I remember old things and I like them best.
Why is Vash now a twink?
I hate you all. You can all die in a ditch.
I mean, it's just it's an interesting choice. I did like it, but I wouldn't say it was like one of the best of the year.
I refuse to accept though that you guys think the new OP is better than the old one.
Nah, the new
Excuse me.
OP is a certified banger. Shut up.
Yeah, I just really like the show, to be honest with you. I like the story changes. I like how dark it was, and I thought it was quite a good mix of
I hurt
comedy.
myself.
Yeah,
I hurt myself checking the equipment.
I do still feel like, as we said in the video, that should have been longer.
Yeah.
Yes, but I mean, I presume we are getting more.
There's no confirmed season 2 at this point though,
I
Ren.
can't imagine.
I mean,
But it's
Knives died at the end of it.
Or
Yes.
did he?
So maybe.
I just do not think that's a.
But that's another thing. That's another thing. In the
He fell from space into Earth like a meteor.
But did we see
They
him
destroyed
die?
the city through the impact.
But did we see a body?
Exactly.
here's the thing.
I hate to do that, but like.
No, with Trigun it really. If you don't
Yeah.
see the body, they're
Yeah.
not dead.
Yeah, he's
No,
fully
the
alive.
the
I'm
thing.
not dead.
Yeah.
I'm getting better.
There's So here's a thing though for you guys. Can I ask you guys on this swap? Not we'll try. That's the thing about the original. Have you, any of you? You've obviously not read the manga, have you?
No.
I haven't either, but that's because it's so fucking hard to track down. It was for ages. It was so fucking hard to track down.
I think they released like a special edition of the manga.
They did.
Kind of like what they did with the Berserk.
Yeah, I haven't read it yet, but apparently, yeah, they did re-release that. But by that point, I was like, I am not in the mood to read the whole thing. But the thing is, I assumed they were going to do a more straight adaptation of the manga, considering it wasn't done when they were making the show.
Yeah.
But they went down the opposite route. They're doing their own thing. I
Yeah.
will say, though, it was great to hear Johnny Young Bosch replay Vash in the dub.
Yeah.
I feel like it's one of the better adaptations of them like doing their own thing because they still it shows they still respect the source material.
Can I also-
They just want to go down a different path with it.
Also, Johnny Young Bosch didn't get nominated for this role with Best English Voice Actor at the Crunchyroll Awards. He did get nominated, but for playing Ichigo in
Oh, really?
Bleach.
That's interesting.
But Knives did.
But Knives did, yeah.
I did like his voice performance, to be fair.
Okay.
I feel like they improved Knives' character in
Okay,
version
since
of the original.
since I want to say something nice about Trigun
Oh, sorry,
Stampede,
yeah,
so I will say Orange is a brilliant studio when it comes to doing 3D anime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they made another banger with this one. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
The thing you realise, yes, this actually has a real chance of being very good. Was that sequence very good? Has anyone got any bullets?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you saw all the expressive movement. And
I need more bullets. I need more bullets. I need more bullets.
I think one of the bit that stuck out for me in this one was when you see Knives for the first time with his power and those kind of whirling blades.
Knives.
Yeah, with the knives that he wields, ironically.
Yeah, a guy called Knives finally has knives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I say though, I think they kind of blow it in the first scene.
Okay, good.
Because I feel like that sequence hits better when it comes in the original when it came halfway through the series,
Yeah.
and that was the big plot twist rather than the inciting incident.
In all fairness, I feel like they thought a lot of people who have seen this are going to be fans of the original.
Yeah.
They're probably not going to go through all that, so we'll just go straight to it.
Yeah, I see what you mean on that one, but you gotta remember every anime is someone's first. Like I watched, so for example, I'll give you a prime example. I watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood before the original Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh, really?
Yes.
God, I feel sorry for someone whose first anime is My Unique Skill Makes Me OP even at level 1.
But that you know what?
That kid's gonna have problems.
You see my point. It needs to have its. So on that basis, me comparing with the original was probably not helping that argument. So, to go back to that, so if someone watched this,
I mean, I never watched the original Trigun. I still thought it was okay. I didn't need the whole bit to be a twist. I just saw it as that's a plot point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I also think that the fact that the original devoted a whole episode to going through Vash and Knives' backstory really added to certain aspects of their character. I'm actually going to probably up my Patreon pledge for Bennett the Sage later this month, and so I can join in with his Skype conversation. So I might actually, if I do that, I might actually ask him what his thoughts on Trigun Stampede were, because I know he's a huge fan of the original.
Bennett Senpai, please notice me. Here's more money.
But I've often seen it come up on the Discord. I'm like, why am I doing this? I have, especially considering but basically I'm concentrating on my Patreons now on what I really want to spend my money on at this point.
I'm only subscribed to one Patreon.
Oh, I should also plug Claire's now got a Patreon.
Oh,
Hey.
I'm a sub to hers.
Yeah. So
Well, what's
I'm
your
a
name?
sub-
what's the name of it?
Peach Swizzle.
Peach Swizzle's Patreon. Go check it out. She did some brilliant art, so
Which you cannot see.
which you cannot see. In fact, I'll actually get one now. She did. This is. By the way, she didn't pay us for this plug. She's not aware we were going to do this. So she did this brilliant one of Bocce the Rock here.
Hey.
Available on her store? Question mark. Probably.
Possibly. She's your girlfriend. You should know this.
I don't know what's on her online store. I haven't looked, to be honest with you. If I want something, she just prints it out for me.
Yeah.
I support her work. Not enough to know what she's doing.
But I personally think Trigun Stampede's biggest issue is it tries to get so much story out in a short space of time.
Yeah, it should have been 24 episodes.
Yeah. But don't forget the biggest downside that there's no Millie.
Oh yeah, no
I know.
Millie.
I know.
No Millie.
I think the fact that so we don't get the chemistry with her and Wolf Ward, which I think was also a big part of it's actually I know for a fact the manga and I believe the anime to a certain extent actually had it be was the question of was Millie pregnant by the end of
Oh, that's interesting.
the story.
Oh, they were fucking?
Yeah, the night before Wolf Ward died, they fucked.
Good for them.
Good on you.
But the thing is, you need that sense. I think Millie provided that nice sense of relief that's not there, especially in the times when Vash is not at his best.
I mean, this show is going. As I said, the show's going for a darker tone. Meanwhile, the original was a lot more comedic, even in the later episodes.
I would say the later episodes are quite dark, actually. Especially considering that there's lots of points where Vash can just burst into tears.
Yeah.
Well, can't we all?
I think
Why is Vash so special?
We've all seen Violet Evergarden.
I think we need to move on to the next one.
Yes.
Then Buddy Daddies.
Buddy Daddies,
Buddy
yay!
Daddy.
I love this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one was great.
Oh, hello.
I really like
This was my wild card, incidentally. So
She's doing the ring guy currently.
Buddy Daddies, I really, really enjoyed this one.
Oh, this one was fantastic.
I think they did a very good job telling a condensed story in 12 episodes and ended it on a brilliant note.
Yeah.
I think people might have skipped this one because they thought they was just going to be doing Spy Family.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the fact it came out so close to the ending of the first season of Spy Family did not help it.
Yeah.
There's
And
more to it than that.
which I think is partly the reason why a lot of people can't maybe slept on Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting.
It's a shame.
Even though that one was fantastic.
It's a shame because all three of those shows are very different to each other.
Yeah.
And all really good.
Again, all really good. I mean, that means Buddy Daddies to me as well. I found it very interesting that this came out in between January and March, and it opens and closes with Christmas episodes.
Yeah.
So that to me said, I think this got a delay and was meant to come out in October of 2022.
Well, we all know the anime tradition. When do we do a Christmas song? Every time apart from Christmas.
Yeah.
Well, the
I
thing,
mean, for God's sake, My Hero Academia had a Christmas episode with a song in fucking August.
Really?
yeah, but the point with those ones was, though a lot of times that is because it's where the manga's based. The manga's going to come out around Christmas
You didn't
time.
need to do the song.
Yeah, okay, fine. But the point is, that's often the excuse. This one was an original work, so they didn't have to do the Christmas setting. I know there's that whole 90s trope of doing it to counteract goodwill to all men, like Die Hard and Batman Returns.
Yeah.
Jingle all the way.
Set an action film at Christmas for that purpose. So I think it was
Eight
played off
Crazy
those two.
Nights.
Oh,
Bad Santa.
Look, let's move on.
Rap City Street Kids Save Christmas.
Oh God. I did.
Muppets Christmas Carol. The
Oh,
best
that was
action film.
actually
That was
actually
great.
Yeah.
I will hear nothing bad about Muppets Christmas Carol. Ray and Kazuki though are brilliant main characters.
Oh, they were really good. Yeah.
Ray was actually much more comedic than I expected he was going to be at the beginning of the series. It's like you're coming with me too, Potter. Please no.
Yeah.
I thought that sums up my working life in a nutshell. Well,
Him working with us.
Yeah, I think we're done with this. No, there's something else to do. Please no.
Or Joe driving you to another Pokemon tournament.
Please no.
Just
I'm gonna get my ass kicked again.
No.
Incidentally, though, I think I think Miri's a bit more unrealistic compared to Anya in the fact that she's not as bratty as Anya is at times.
No, Mary's a little shit.
Oh yeah.
She's very badly behaved.
I do like the fact though that she has a good moral sense to her. Like in that episode where she does the "I hate you, Papa Kazuki" because he tries to discipline her over the fight she gets in at preschool.
Yeah. And you do also love like the multiple moments with Kazuki panicking over her becoming a delinquent in the future.
Yeah.
To the point where at the ending, where she's grown up, he's just crying, saying, "I'm so happy you didn't turn out wrong."
She's still got 3 years of high school left, Kazuki. I don't think you should count your blessings yet.
I mean, that being said, that ending is perfect.
I do love that line at the ending, though. I believe one of us went out last night to hang around with the ladies. I don't know what you're on about.
Yeah, that ending is perfect, though. It was like so well done.
Also, can I say, Ray is really able to cook very well with one hand, only really one working arm properly.
Yeah.
I did also think the action's very well done. They're brilliant character arts with Kazuki and Ray.
Yeah. Actually, they should. I wish this was up for like best character design.
Yeah, the character design is excellent. And I would also say the animation is excellent.
Animation is fantastic. Yeah.
What they do brilliantly is they give you an idea of what the tone's going to be in the first episode. They set it with that big dark actually, and then the funny comes up because Miri's got a fever, and they're like, "Wait, she might have had a runny nose." Wait, you didn't mention this until now.
Yeah.
And he's just like, "Oh, sod this, bang."
Yeah.
Right.
It's not even just the action sequences as well. I think like the moment-to-moment animation is really consistent.
Yeah, like all the slice of life stuff is still done
And the
very
soundtrack is also excellent. Like that song in my head, that "Buddy, a Daddy," that's in me in my head for days. The dub is also excellent as well. I think a lot of people, even though I saw it in sub completely at first, and then went back and watched it in dub.
Which is what I did.
It's I would. Although that being said, real genius guys coming up with the stand-in Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that
totally,
JoJo's Pop
totally not copyright infringing. Just like that amazing, just like amazing fast food establishment in Devil Was a Part-Timer, Wook Ronald's.
Yeah. Original OC, do not steal.
Yeah.
I mean, at least they didn't do Legend of Welder. So I just don't. The thing for me is though, I think a lot of people. I don't think this will turn up in a lot of term best anime of the year lists.
Yeah, 'cause, I mean, even you were hesitant to choose it though, weren't you as well?
Because Hell's
You were-
Paradise was really, really
Yes,
good,
yeah,
but
yeah,
I
yeah.
thought this one I enjoyed more.
Yeah, valid.
Can I ask, guys, why do you think it didn't have that? It had an impact in winter, but it didn't have an impact the rest of the year. Why do you think that was?
I think just because other things came out.
Yeah, I think perhaps overshadowed as well, and I do think that recency bias with.
I think maybe partly because it came out in winter, which wasn't a very good season, which was immediately followed up by spring, which was a fantastic season.
Yeah.
But I still think even some of the really great shows from winter still stood out. Why did this?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Why did this? Because a lot of people were talking about The Angel Next Door, Spoils Me Rotten by the end.
Well, that was you, Cal.
No, I was on Annie Trendings. I was on anime Twitter, anime Facebook. There was still conversation about that show by the end of the year. There wasn't that much conversation about Buddy Daddies. Without slamming The Angel Next Door, Spoils Me Rotten. Again,
I refuse.
I
will forever slam that show. That show is shit.
Why did Buddy Daddies not get that attention by the end of the year?
Again, I feel like maybe a lot of people sort of were a bit hesitant to start it because of Spy Family.
Yeah.
I would maybe...
And maybe a lot of people were comparing a lot to Spy Family.
Buddy Daddies does something that I want a lot of shows to do. Just 12 or 24 episodes, start to finish, stop, beginning, middle, end.
Yeah.
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 And I don't think enough shows do that anymore, even the original works. And like, because I always, especially with original works, I say this: do not think a sequel is guaranteed.
Yeah, like we don't want another Stars Align.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
again, there's a prime example. You're never guaranteed a sequel.
Yeah.
I've been saying this about a lot of films that have to be continued endings. You are never guaranteed a
Yeah.
sequel.
Battle Angel Elisa.
I mean,
it's just...
Actually,
Blue
the
Beetle.
second,
Yeah.
the second film is in development apparently.
Battle Angel Elisa.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, no, that is in development right now.
God, development hell, I presume.
And
Considering
like,
how long it's been.
and like as an example, fucking King's Game had a to be continued at the end of it. And
was
do you
the
know?
most
And do you
painful.
know what? There were I actually saw someone asking on Reddit, "What's a show you hate but what's like a season for?" King's Game was the very first thing I saw.
Yeah, beautiful.
People were just like, that show is so bad, it's
The fact
hilarious.
that other people still pay attention to that is just.
I mean,
remarkable.
I'll be honest. If we got a second season, you better believe
Yeah,
I'm
we
gonna.
have
Well,
to watch
by the way,
it.
I'm
write,
gonna be binging it.
by the way, write that idea down. That'd be a good podcast idea.
Yeah,
What
maybe.
bad anime that you want to have a second
Season.
for?
That might be a good idea to do in the future.
Yo, no, yeah. I mean, my choice would be obvious.
Yeah.
Are we gonna be okay
I
with
don't
that?
want it. This joke will never die.
That would be a good one, actually.
I thought you liked Elegant UK Apartments.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we don't.
but I don't think it's. Yeah, you guys don't. I don't think it's an overly.
I didn't see it honestly.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't hate it, but I thought it was alright.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
alright. It's passable.
Uh,
I want more though.
But okay, maybe it's because it was such a short and condensed show. I think people want long anime. I don't think they like short and condensed.
I'll agree with that. I definitely prefer longer shows.
'Cause
nowadays.
I think.
Anytime there's a new,
I think also
oh,
you need to remember this also came out when Tomo-chan It's a Girl came out and Vinland Saga. There were some things that overshadowed it.
well, yeah, but Vinland Saga, people were as many people were praising it, people were complaining about it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, their opinions don't matter.
Well, we're going to be talking about that in a minute. But
Yeah.
back to my original point on that one. Every time I go on social media and I see something about light novels in your manga, then it's like, no, too soon. I'm like, it's been going on for years, guys.
Yeah.
It needs to have an ending, for
Yeah.
fuck's sake. I don't like this idea that things need to go on and on and on. It's what I've said with My Hero Academia. Finish it by the beginning of next year, because you're dragging this out now.
Yeah, I feel that that's true of shows that have a break. But like again, I don't think that applies to long-running like weekly serializations like One Piece, Dragon Ball Z. etc.
Should I also mention for the My Hero Academia thing? I'm not talking about the anime. I'm talking about the manga. Needs to finish soon. I get the anime is nowhere near to finishing.
Yeah.
But I think definitely shows like My Hero Academia, even Demon Slayer to an extent, is just like.
But
just-
Demon Slayer has finished though.
No, I know, but like as far as the show's continuing, like break then season then break,
Break,
then
then season.
You know, I think it just runs
I think-
dry.
Yeah.
Personally,
I would agree with you, except for the fact that a lot of times, obviously, it leads to a lot of filler. Like we saw
Yes,
how
yeah.
bad it got with Naruto and the Ultimate Ninja in the Great Ninja
Yeah.
War.
Now we've been
Yeah,
asking
yeah.
the question: why did this not do too well? Do we have any complaints ourselves about Buddy Daddies? Because I'm struggling at the minute.
I felt, with Kazuki's trauma, with him losing his partner, I feel like he got over that a bit too quickly.
Yeah, they didn't.
Like it had one episode that really dedicated to it, and then boom, that's it.
yeah.
They didn't devote a lot of time to it. I will grant you that.
Well,
one.
at least it's still called back to the very end in the diner where her picture's up on the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also felt they did a bit more of a heel. They did a very quick heel face turn with Miri's mum.
Mm.
Yeah.
Explain that in.
It's a wrestling term. It means going from bad guy to good guy.
Oh, okay, heel face.
Yeah, so a heel turn is turning
Yeah.
bad guy. A wrestler turning a bad guy. A face turn is where they turn good guy.
Okay.
Yeah, like when you see her when they first meet her, and then her later down the line, it's like it's
And
night
I
and day
and I
difference.
will admit, I know this from personal experience. Cancer does change a person, and does get them to reevaluate what they want in life. But I should say personal experience from family members. But I would say even then I felt like it was a very quick turn.
Yeah.
Also, I also felt Rei and Kazuki. I felt like Rei and Kazuki though they did a very good job in conveying that whole story of have we done enough to change?
Yeah.
So-
I think we need to move on.
Yeah, let's move on
Yeah.
to Vinland Saga season 2, which was our best of winter.
Good, so good.
Oh my god.
I hadn't
Where to
finished.
begin?
I hadn't finished watching it by the end of. Well, obviously it wasn't finished airing, right?
Can I also point out?
I haven't finished watching it before, like, I believe last week.
Yes.
Did a brilliant
My
job,
God.
brilliant job with Thorfinn's arc. I think. Can we agree they finished Canut's arc? I don't think there's anywhere else for Canute to go.
I don't know. Maybe not fully finished it. I feel like there's still some things maybe that can go
Yeah.
down.
Well, historically, there's not much more they can do because they've done most of his most historically significant moments.
Apart from his death.
Well, it's a bit of a myth that that's how he died.
No, I know.
But they do obviously do the allusion to he was the king who claimed that he could stop the tides.
Yeah.
But the weird thing is they could go into the story of his children, and I actually have a David Mitchell thing about this. I was watching an interview he gave on History Hits because he did a book about all the kings and queens of England, and I remember he said Canute's dynasty only pretty much went because his children were so useless at the job. That might be where the next season's going. It might be his children are useless and his dynasty is crawling.
Well, that's how a lot of dynasties fall.
Yeah, his kids were just utterly. Apparently, I'd say I haven't done too much research into that part of the history, but or I haven't looked at that much part of the history. But apparently, his kids were just utterly useless at ruling the nation.
I mean, it's conceivable. That's exactly what happened to Rome. Like, you'd have one or two good leaders, and then
And
like,
then
their
one
children
shit
all-
one. Then one of their kids would just be so shit at it that they'd never one would have to take over.
Yeah.
Kind of like Calvin when he takes over Axia.
Hey! I'm gonna kill him.
Brutus, where are you?
There's but I would say I like the fact this season slowed down a little bit at the beginning
Yeah,
and then
fully.
sped up at the end.
Fully.
Yeah.
I'm so sad we didn't get more. What's his name? The guy, the ginormous Viking guy. What's his? Fucking
Oh,
name?
yeah.
Thorgil?
Oh, Torgil.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck me.
Torgil.
Where was he?
Torgil.
I love him. He's
Ah,
so
he
good.
was great. I loved him, yeah.
He had like 2 scenes.
I mean, he might be in season 3.
Yeah.
I mean, it was kind of implied he joined Canute's retinue at the end of the first season. I don't know. Because he was kind of siding with him.
Well, we
maybe.
did see him briefly, but then he stomped off, didn't he?
Yeah, no, I think he kind of. I put it this way: I think he's going to show up in later arcs because it didn't seem to me because I think they would have put something in that if Canute had him killed or something like that.
Yeah.
Mind you, side note, who could you get to kill him?
Yeah.
Thorfinn and Askeladd couldn't kill him.
Thorfinn doesn't fight anymore.
Yeah.
I also that was one of the things. It meant that because Thorfinn didn't fight throughout most. When he finally gets to the second part and we do see him fight, it's a bigger deal.
Yeah, absolutely.
In fact, even then we don't. Actually, no, we do see him fight with a snake. But in no fairness, that was to like protect someone. Like his it shows how much he's changed. Before he was fighting for revenge, now he's fighting for protection.
And with Canute, he doesn't say he's going to fight him. He says, "I'm going to talk him out of it."
Yeah.
And he doesn't get that meeting by fighting. He gets that meeting by taking a beating.
Yeah. 100 punches to the face.
And it's just like that scene where Canute says, "If I become a nuisance or like an enemy to you, what would you do?" He just goes, "I'll run away."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just so fucking good.
Oh man,
So good.
I love Thorfinn's arc. I mean, this is the only anime of the year time we've had an anime of the year winner come back for another shot at it.
Is it?
Well, no, we've had other nominees come back for a shot, but this is the first time we've had a winner come
I
back.
just realised we didn't honourable mention Jujutsu Kaisen.
No, I
We did.
Oh,
We
did
did,
you? Oh, sorry, I wasn't listening.
So, but that didn't
Sorry.
win, again. That didn't win our one.
Yeah,
but Vinland
yeah.
Saga did win in
Yeah.
2019.
Yes, yeah.
So,
yeah.
so would it win again? Also, I will say the fact they took that gap to make the second season
Yes.
really paid off.
Totally.
Yeah.
yeah. Like I've heard a lot of people compare this to the Golden Age arc from Berserk, saying like how mostly about how like this is one of the best arcs in the season. I see the comparisons.
I know what you mean, but that does make me wonder: has the show peaked when, just as we're about to have Thorfinn actually go off to Vinland?
Vinland.
I mean, I actually think that this is probably a better season than the first season.
Honestly, there's different.
I'd
Yeah.
say they're on a par.
I'd say that they're both very different. We see Thorfinn the fighter, and now we see
Yeah.
Thorfinn the pacifist.
Yeah.
I also say I think I also think the fourth OP is. This is the odd subject right now, but the fourth OP is the weakest one of the bunch.
I
like-
really,
No,
I
and even then, I
really-
like it. I like all the OPs to do with this show. They've all been excellent.
Yeah.
I think, though, River is a haunting one.
Oh,
Yeah.
River is the best one. That one is so good.
Yeah.
And we're saying that when Man of a Mission did one of the OPs.
Yeah.
You know, I'll go. Incidentally, I didn't realise I needed bagpipes in more metal songs until that point.
You listen to In
I was gonna
Extreme
say, what
though.
the fuck?
Yeah.
You only coming to this realization now?
I've just realised in Extremo. Yes. Right. So
Even Nightwish use.
who is
And the first ones do as well.
who do you think is?
Idiot.
Yes. But here's the thing.
I've
That,
seen him. I'm fucking for.
I think they did a good job though splitting the story between Canute and Thorfinn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Swain is still included in the story. I love the whole cursed head thing. That is just.
And I also like the fact they managed to get Askeladd in to be that dark side of Thorfinn trying to get
Yeah.
out.
Oh, that scene where he sees Valhalla.
Oh, yeah.
That is
Even
brilliant.
even
Like
when he
genuinely
comes-
one of the best scenes this year.
like coming back to is it the fight with Snake or something where he sees him? I can't remember. Or
I think it is that one. Yes.
He does show up again after the Valhalla scene.
I've now just got in my head. Snake, snake, snake.
Also, underrated character arc that the son of the owner of the farm.
Oh yeah, I can't remember his name, but I know the owner is Ketil or something like
Yeah,
that.
and again, that ending for him is the ending for Kettle is perfect.
Yeah.
That-
He wants war because his brother is gone, and he thinks his father is a great war hero. Turns out it's just someone using the name.
And again, the ending
Which
for
was a twist that actually really worked.
Yeah.
and the ending for the farm owner as well. The fact that he thought he could outdo it and buy his way out of that situation, and in the end, it's fucking meaningless.
Yeah.
And every single person he thought he controlled abandoned him.
Yeah.
It's just so good.
Okay, let's talk
It shows
about.
how like one act can really change something.
Let's okay. We said we disagree with a lot of the talking points about the fact that it was boring, but do we
Who
have?
the fuck is saying that?
They-
Get real.
Idiots.
Yeah,
But let's talk.
Again, you were bumped up. The angel next door is
Give
supposed
me
to be
their
Robin.
IP address.
I will never shut up about how bad that show
Is there anything we can think about of Vinland Saga Season 2 that we weren't that big a fan of?
No.
No, literally.
Honestly, I really can't.
Yeah.
I can. I would say.
Like
I
everyone's
would
arc was so good. Even the characters we only saw for a couple episodes.
If I had to pick, I'd say female death to make male suffering kind of worse.
Oh,
No,
with-
women in
with
fridges.
Arne.
Yeah, that kind of thing happens a little bit in this season. which
I would disagree. I feel like with how tragic Arne's life is, there was no saving
That was the
her.
perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
That was the unnecessary. That was the only ending
Yeah,
that we
and
could
like
have done.
and just that scene with Thorfinn talking about Vinland.
Yeah.
Like-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the whole idea of no slaves, everyone's equal.
Yeah.
Do you know what I find? Do you know what I find weird about Vinland Saga Season 2 as well? Is that it didn't capture my imagination. This is just a me thing. I'm not saying it's an objective thing. It didn't capture my imagination as much as the first season did. It didn't hook me as much as the first season did. It hooked me in certain parts more than. But in the parts where it did hook me more than the first season.
Yeah.
So it's weird. I had that weird disparity with it.
Yeah.
I think I've not explained that very well at all.
No, I get what you mean.
I think we need to move on though. Heavenly Delusion, and this was our best of spring, and a lot of people really disagree with us on this one.
Really?
Oh, God, get perspective.
Come
people.
on,
Sure.
Heavenly Delusions was fantastic.
Most people said it was either all right.
You're incorrect.
I loved it.
Get
I
real.
said this was the year that most people disagreed with us.
Literally touch grass, people. What are you doing?
So my thought with Heavenly Delusion was, this was I did not expect this to be as good as it turned out to be.
Yeah, really.
Well, even the first episode had me hooked.
Yeah, like the first episode makes you, and then when you get that, it has you hooked throughout most of it. I still don't quite get what the ending means. I assume it means that it's like Dunkirk and they're taking place in different time period.
I think that's. I already said my theory is that the child that Tokyo and the other guy had, it does end up being the guy,
Yeah, I know
male
you're on
lead,
about.
yeah.
Yeah, but I think the problem we have at the minute is though, well, it's not as if you can see with the manga. The manga, in terms of legal purchasing, the manga is is behind the anime actually. At the minute.
What? Really?
Wow.
Yeah, there's a few shows that are like that.
It's actually that's the case with Bungo Stray Dogs as well. Actually.
Yeah, it
Game
also
of Thrones.
even things like Kimi Zero is like that. There's a lot like that because because in licensed in Europe, it's actually taking a bit longer than usual to take place.
Goddamn Brexit.
It actually no Brexit actually
Boris
has,
Johnson.
no. Apparently, there might be a Brexit factor into why it's taking so long for some anime to make and manga to make its way over here.
Rejoin UK.
Yeah.
Please.
You're ruining it for anime for weebs.
Goddamn boomers.
Anyway,
Let me enjoy my hentai in peace.
before we piss off the people that I already like pissing off anymore,
Yeah.
Heavenly Delusion's big contribution. It was probably the best show that went on Disney Plus this year. It was
Absolutely.
It was and I know that people said that they thought it was a bit creepy at times with some of its character moments.
I mean, the show's creepy overall, but I wouldn't say so.
But I think that's by I think many of it's by design, and I think it has to ignore. And
Wait, so which bits?
I think particularly the unspeakable thing that happens in the last couple
Oh
of episodes.
yeah.
But that's by design, and that's just,
that person is depraved and evil.
yeah, that's the
Like-
point. But I think they also said they didn't like the amount of nudity that was in the show, even though I thought that was supposed
Maru, that's the guy's name, Maru.
Yeah, I think they were supposed to, I think they didn't like the nudity in the show because they thought that that was too much to excess.
I felt
No.
like it again.
I thought it was meant to highlight the themes
Yeah.
of puberty
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
coming
There
into your own identity.
There were some funny moments when it came to nudity. Like for example, with Maru, with like a girl sort of trying to have sex with Maru, he touches her, realizes she's like has some man-eater blood in her. She's in a position and calls Kiriko in, shouts, it just goes, I got it in! They're both naked.
Yeah.
I do love that. I do like that motivation. I'll let you touch my boobs if you go get it.
And also, frankly, knowing anime nudity, like this is not.
Tame.
This was quite tame by comparison.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just saying. I'm saying these were some of the complaints I saw about.
There's a difference between like kind of mature and like this is a lot to do with puberty and like sex and stuff like that. That's the
So
main
it
thing.
is about people coming into their own and
Yeah.
learning their own identity.
It's kind of
I think so. I think the biggest problem I have, I did think though the monster design is fantastic. in this
Oh,
show.
the man-eater design effect.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think it's though. I think the biggest problem I have. I think the biggest problem I have with Heavenly Delusion is the fact it's a little too short. In my opinion,
Really?
I think
we
it.
need more.
I really want more, and the fact there's not
The,
more
um,
confirmed.
The bits in the laboratory, in the facility, were a bit bland.
I know what you mean, and
Like, obviously, I love the bits like Tokyo and whatnot, but
There's still a lot. Yeah, there's still a lot that we don't know.
there's only so much you can do with a post-apocalyptic setting.
Yeah.
Does this remind you a lot? Go ahead, Reese.
As I say, I can't believe Zom 100 ripped off the monster design. Because you had the fish with all the limbs. Then Zom had the shark.
Oh, no, you
which
very good.
Witch and the Beast ripped off this season.
Yeah.
No, I
Because they have a giant shark with legs.
you've just reminded me of what the title of the zombie shark's appearance on the Crunchyroll YouTube channel was again.
What?
Remember, I mentioned it in a previous vlog. It was zombie shark do.
do.
Fuck's sake.
I know.
Crunchy. Who works for you, Crunchyroll?
The show
And how can I legally assassinate them?
The show reminds me a lot of Promised Neverland.
Do you know the
Yeah,
show?
that is the comparison I was thinking of.
Promised
yeah.
Neverland is another comparison. Darling in the Franxx, particularly the sort of like suppressive society, feels very similar to Darling in the Franxx.
Yeah.
I would say so.
And it has very similar theming to Darling in the Franxx.
Damn, it's been a while since we talked about Darling and Frank's positively.
That was
Yeah.
Darling in the Franxx was definitely the one that I felt the most comparison to. Promised Neverland was definitely one comparison, but Darling in the Franxx was where I felt a lot of
Nah,
comparison
it was
to.
Promised Neverland mostly for me.
When did Heavenly Delusion first come out? So is that will
The
actually
manga, you mean?
the manga because I imagine this actually predates considering how far into it they are. I imagine this obviously must predate.
I wonder how much was missed. I'll tell you what I really loved. The change of animation in, was it like an abandoned orphanage or something? When there's that monster that freezes people.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Also, well,
'Cause I was watching, I was like, I'm sure that they've changed
2018,
directors
January
yet, but
2018.
2018?
Yeah.
Huh.
Wow.
So it's not been around that. So it's had quite a while to
Yeah,
get
5
story.
years.
But remember, Darling in the Franxx came out about a year before that, didn't it?
No, that came the same year.
Same year. So
Yeah.
they actually their first publications. So they are very, obviously this is an idea that's been kicking around a few people. But
Yeah.
then again, the reason why people don't. I think it's a very similar reason why people like video. I heard a video game design, a person who worked in video games say that one of the reasons why a lot of video games have apocalyptic settings is because it keeps down the budget because you don't have to animate as many faces.
Yeah, or people. Yeah, good point.
But that's the reason why they like to do post. I'm wondering if anime is kind of go down there. The reason they actually do post-apocalyptic settings is you don't have to
Yeah.
animate as many people.
Yeah, but it's also better for the game engine because you have to render full buildings.
Yeah.
So then you go, and apparently they say that what you do then is you then work back and say, okay, what kind of story can I tell in an area where I don't have to have that many
That's interesting.
people and faces and don't have to render as much.
Yeah.
So I wonder if the anime industry is going down that route, and that's why we're seeing so much apocalyptic.
That's the one.
But the other thing this was on Frankie Ball's New World Order. One of the things they point out is that actually one of the things it's having on our psyche is that we now believe an apocalypse is inevitable, so we're less likely to actually act on things to do with things like climate change.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why we're so apathetic. One of the reasons why we're getting a bit more apathetic to climate change, despite the fact it's getting worse, is that we're seeing so much apocalyptic media that we think an apocalypse is inevitable.
It's why I guess a lot of people talk about, well, what's your zombie apocalypse survival plan?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we'll probably get into that in a minute. Oh god, I actually think Heavenly Delusion's apocalypse scenario, it's kind of unique in a few ways, but it's also very derivative in others. Like the man-eaters are very, very different to most beings. They also kind of remind me design-wise of some of the monsters in Summertime Rendering.
So I've not seen that.
That's it, yeah.
Oh my god, you guys need to...
Okay, look, we already have a lot of seasonal anime to watch.
Yeah.
We're doing an episode on it this year. We are getting Summertime Rendering out of the way.
No one's going to care.
Can we do a monster episode?
Could do.
We'll figure that something
I'd
out.
like to watch that.
Anyway,
One I was actually thinking is Monster versus Death Note.
Yes, that would be interesting. Although monster's like 50 episodes, so we'd have to be.
We can watch that.
Yeah.
okay. Let's talk about Heavenly Delusion. How would you say you felt about the apocalyptic thing? I'll start with you, research on this one.
Yeah, I thought it was good. It was quite funny seeing the giant flood that were just going across on the buildings.
I know what you mean.
I liked how, despite that it being apocalyptic, there was still like a society around,
Yeah.
like
Ren,
some
what about you,
kind
buddy?
of function.
Yeah, I really like. I thought it was really interesting as well.
Is there any negatives we can say about Heavenly Delusion at this point?
As I've already said, the some of the bits in the facility were kind of It did get a lot better down the line, though.
This
Yeah,
is
really good.
Well, what I feel is there was no real central antagonist apart from the guy they introduced later on.
Yeah, by the time we introduce the central antagonist, it's to be continued. Though that being said, the ending of that sequence did not go the way I was expecting.
Is it not the lady who runs the facility?
But she's dead by the end of it, so she's not going to be. She's kind of one of them. But
I guess she's revealed.
I
to
mean,
be...
it's we don't really know. I don't really know if they were labeled antagonists or more just.
I think,
Idiots.
I enjoyed the sequence where she jumped out of the fucking wheelchair.
I also
Yeah.
I do love the
Start
fact.
sprinting.
Just go JoJo Part 2.
And the fact she's at the voice, I go, you bitch.
Yeah.
My fate. I think the thing is I'm interested. I just hurt myself.
I heard that. No.
Yeah.
I'm really smart. So let's move on to the next one before I'm.
Cal's just crippled himself on camera.
God, not again.
Not another hip replacement.
Oh god.
That's the fourth one this year.
So first I did my thing.
Second one this week.
So in 2020 I did my.
And we're not even in February yet.
So in 2020, 2019 anime of the year, I injured my finger. And in 2023 anime of the year, I'm going to injure my knee.
Yeah. Sorry, Cal.
So here,
In 2027, he's gonna break his entire arm, and then in 2033, somehow he's gonna end up exposing himself and breaking that.
Cal used to be an amigo like us until he bashed his
Until he took a badge to the knee.
So it's a table to the knee.
Yeah. So what's next?
Dr. Stone New World.
Yeah, that's been really good.
Okay, I hadn't watched second season, so I'm ashamed to admit I had to watch a recap of the second season.
That's fine. That's
The
fine.
second season, that's okay.
I did the same for Tokyo Revengers.
I will say
okay.
though, I will say season 3, New World, I think is, and I now say this because I've read the entire manga. I think this is the peak of the show.
It is amazing.
Oh,
It is
really?
like the best season.
It was
honestly.
really
I think, and I don't know how they're going to adapt the rest, because they've got over 100 chapters to adapt in the final season.
Wow.
So I think they are going to end on a movie.
Probably.
I think they, as I said, I think they're going to be doing a 24 episode arc this time. They're not going to promise that.
They've got no chance of getting anywhere close to the ending if they don't do 24 episodes.
Yeah.
But the I will say though, the thing that celebrates this series, the best villain
He
in the
was
show.
great.
Ibarra was
So
such
good.
a good villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
He
that's
was
what
like
I
a JoJo villain, I feel.
That's what I realised.
Yeah.
Crunchyroll was this year cut out the character categories.
Yeah, they have, and he would have been up for best villain definitely.
Absolutely.
And he-
Ibarra was great.
And I like the fact though, after the first season, they decided to go back to a complete evil villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Strange thing though, he does have a chef's hat.
Yeah.
Well, I like that it had use because I guess like he'd considered was it the Medusa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'd
Yeah.
considered it, and I suppose in my mind he'd used it as a way of defending against it because he prepared for
Yeah.
it. That's what I thought that was.
I don't.
It was a weird design though.
Yeah.
No, wait, maybe I don't know. Maybe like there's like a crown or something. Like he was.
yeah.
I like the fact that he didn't try to overly do his motivation on what he's behind everything. He's just a creepy, perverted old man.
You
Who
can,
wants to keep his power?
yeah.
Just like Cal.
But
Very good.
I also I really like the fact they added the whole element of the petrification back into the show.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was really
Yeah.
good.
But one of the things I found interesting was I actually forgot that they could repair them back.
I do really like that they have now introduced like the official full antagonist as well with Y-Man.
Yeah.
Actually, Y-Man doesn't. I'm not gonna.
He does talk. We do see him, and he does.
We see
He's
them.
almost. Oh no, we do hear him at
Oh,
least,
yeah.
and he is like basically shocked that people are still people are
Yes.
still around.
Yeah.
Believe me, what where they go with Y-Man in later arcs is really interesting. But the
And his friends, the X-Men.
but I'll also actually to the other point.
And then there's the Z women.
There's the Z Fighters.
Hey.
Hey.
I just started doing Charlotte Headshot.
And then there's the Z Kai.
So, who? I mean, I also thought they did a very good job. I actually thought though, oh god, I've forgotten what his name is. The one, his Senku's first assistant.
The greedy guy?
No,
Oh no,
Chrome.
Oh,
Chrome. Because I forgot they could actually put the parts back together and then revive
Yeah.
them. I thought they actually killed him off,
Nah, you got.
and I was like, oh my god, they've killed off Chrome.
Nah.
I like introducing this element of like you can repair people and you can tactically petrify them and then unpetrify.
Yeah.
I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, I liked how they sort of added in that if you cure them straight away, they are going to be perfectly fine.
Yeah.
They're going to be perfectly fine once they get out.
Yeah.
Like, meanwhile, with everyone else, they are cracking because they spent 3,000 years like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I do really, I actually also really like the fact that when they did at the end, they said Senku's never going to get rid of his, so they all drew on theirs.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
And solidarity.
Very much the friendship thing
They-
from Yu-Gi-Oh.
They also,
Yeah.
I also like the fact Senku is still an excellent protagonist.
He continues to be currently my favorite shonen protagonist.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. To be fair,
And
he's so good.
I like the setting.
Just that one moment when Iba was checking out the truck, and you just hear 1 meter, 1 second.
Yeah. I love the with the self-driving car bit, except but not really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. I also one of the things I found interesting though is that this one confronted it confronts another thing, which is all the villains in Dr. Stone. It's always the idea of this is what happens when you take something too far.
Yeah.
In this case, it's apologies about. In this case, it's when people take religion too far.
Yeah.
This is the example of it. It's corrupt people in power that will assert their will on others, and
in the real world.
But the thing is, and again, that's not to disparage if people have religious beliefs. That's absolutely perfectly fine.
Just keep them to yourself,
Oh,
weirdo.
No, I was going to say, as long as it's not harming anyone, I'm perfect. It's fine. But when people use that to harm people, that's when it's gone too far.
Yeah.
And that's
not for
what.
gain or for a political agenda.
And that's where this show goes. He's created this religion and has used it to assume power by petrifying the master and taking over this kingdom. And I think they did a brilliant. I think that's what I think he's definitely going to be one of those villains where he won't be back as he's now a good guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just fully expecting them to keep him as a statue now.
All I can say is
I don't know. I reckon he could like escape later or something, unless they decide to smash him up.
He's the only way to get him out of that is through the hydrochloric acid.
the revival fluid, which I also did like the fact they actually showed that idea of how much Senku's dad worked just to give them the platinum they needed.
Yeah.
It's I will say actually one thing I didn't think there was. I thought it was a bit. What's the word I'm looking for? I think it kind of dipped a little bit in terms of the animation quality at times.
Maybe a little bit, but at the same time, Dr. Stone was never the best animated show.
No, it never was best animated, and I also think there's a lot of moments where they can't decide what to do with the greedy cat. What's the greedy character's name again?
Oh, I liked it. I thought it was really
Oh
cool.
yeah, him. I thought it was great the entire way through.
Although I thought he was finally got his moment, and then he was back to being scummy by trying to cop a feel with Kohaku.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, that guy you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Okay,
Oh yeah,
Ginro, that's it.
I was thinking you meant the captain. He was
Oh
great.
yeah, the captain. No, he's great.
Yeah, he's fantastic. Nah, Ginro's always been a scumbag.
Minor spoiler: one of the first things they do, that's going to come in the new season, is a poker game between him and Senku to decide on what route they're going to take to get to America. And it's fucking hilarious.
Something I'd completely forgotten about the show.
Something I still remember seeing a meme a while back. I think around season 2, when season 2 was out. It showed, and it was like, these are the bad guys. It shows like good-looking people with like smiles on their face. These are the good guys. And this skin is everyone doing the demented, overexpressed face, and I love it.
I really like the pacing of the show, actually.
Yeah, the pacing's actually quite good. I think the biggest problem I had was that it kind of did something that Dragon Ball Z did later arcs, which is it kind of said it kind of removed, by having them able to be revived so easily, it kind of removed consequences a little bit.
I think the biggest threat, like around the end, was Senku getting hit, and like when they had the Medusa cover the whole island. That was a genuinely tense part.
That was genuinely tense.
Because you knew that like it was so risky with, I mean, pretty much only Senku being able to beat Ibarra at the end. Like that was pivotal. Because if Senku was petrified, then then everyone was fucked.
And not to mention, like that bit was just Senku being there, because he was not all fighter. The only reason he managed to get out of that was because of how clever he is.
But that's what I like about it. I like Senku as a hero who's clever.
Yes, and it makes sense to have Ibarra be pretty much the foil to that because he's so crafty.
He's crafty, but he doesn't have that intelligence factor, which means he can't get ahead on those strategies.
He's also, his downfall is kind of like, to compare to someone else, why like Yagami kind of went down because his ego overtook him.
When you become, it's that whole thing of when you become so self-assured of yourself. It's not a case of if you'll commit atrocities; it's when will you commit atrocities.
And like I just, because I likened it to JoJo's before, but I think that the Senku Ibarra battle toward the end was just so like, you know, what's the word, swingy. It went from one end to the other, and you're like, oh shit, Senku's going to win. Now Ibarra's going to win. How the fuck are they going to get out of this?
Can we move on? Can we move on to the show that was done dirty by its delays?
Yes.
Zom 100.
Zom 100.
Yeah. So we're not going to talk about the delays because I think that's unfair to count it since all 12 episodes are now out.
I feel like we would have if it hadn't ended before we do this video.
But man, those last 3 episodes did a brilliant job.
Those last 3 episodes are great.
But the whole show is really good.
It's still the best OP of the year.
I wanna dancing, rolling, only one my life. But every week I was just saying Despodia, Song of the Dead.
I don't think I actually picked it for my best OP that season.
I was going to say, sorry, last point. I fucking love the last ED of Dr. Stone season 3.
Yeah, that's it. But we're going to do comparisons at the end.
One with the sounds.
I didn't pick Zom 100 for best OP. So I picked Carpe Vanguard.
Of course.
But Zom 100 is even outside the OP. Akira's a brilliant protagonist.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Kensho is a brilliant side character.
That first episode was the best first episode this year.
I agree. Shizuka as well is a brilliant protagonist in that show.
Yeah.
They could have gone down several routes with her, and they picked the best one of each.
I didn't think I think Beatrice is probably the weakest, but just because she came in very late.
Yeah.
I like Beatrix.
Oh, I
Why could that be? What do you think she brings to the table, Cal?
But no, trust me, it's very weird when we get to Cruise Ship of the Dead.
Right.
That was a weird chapter.
Was it like 70,000 tons?
Slightly. There's
Wait, someone gets sunstroke, and everyone else thinks they're ketamine.
no. Let's move on swiftly. I mean, they adapted quite a bit of the manga. They adapted from the beginning of the story to Hometown of the Dead.
Yeah.
And
Do you feel like they skipped anything?
No, they didn't skip anything.
Okay.
They really did a brilliant. I actually thought, how could you adapt this much into one season? I thought they were going to end on Truck Stop of the Dead, but they paced it very well and managed to adapt up to that point.
Yeah.
But to keep in mind, the Zom 100 are not short chapters; they're much longer chapters. They're like they only come out like once a month, but
So
they're
like
double
50
length.
page chapters.
They're like 50, 60 page chapters, but you get a double length each month. Speaking of which, the one came out yesterday. I need to check if I can read that one yet.
Yeah.
By the way, Viz Media, can you make it available in the UK so I have to use a fucking VPN every time I want to read a chapter of this?
Surfshark, get your promo code here. Wait, sponsor us first.
Yeah.
Sponsor us, Surfshark. If you sponsor Tomska, you can sponsor us. We're the English anime boys.
No, we're not.
Welcome back to content.
Zom 100. But the thing about it is as well, the zombie shark experience was excellent. I think though the thing about it as well though for me with that one is that's where they outdid the manga because Shizuka's reaction is way better in the anime compared to the manga because they can just add that extra movement to it.
I've got to say, watching the movie and then coming back to the anime, God, it's so much better the anime.
Yeah.
I think.
No, the anime does such a brilliant
Yeah.
job.
Absolutely.
It can't really be ported to real life, I don't think. Can what's his name?
Yeah,
Kane's,
I will say
experience in the workplace.
the only change I really remember is in Flight Attendant of the Dead. In Flight Attendant of the Dead, they don't actually have a second fuck afterward. They do actually just go straight to checking out what the scream was. That's the only one I can actually think of.
Yeah.
The difference is.
Yeah, like, so did you say that you read the manga? So
I'm up to date with the manga with the exception of the new chapter.
Is it quite loyal?
Very loyal.
Yeah.
Very loyal. The only. I think the only difference is they can add a bit of it. Actually, the biggest thing was additions. They sequence with what's his face, the kid who they knew in college who did the evil bucket list.
Oh, it wasn't Higurashi, was it?
I think. Well, you know that sequence at the end where you have visions.
Yeah.
That's not in the manga. That's an anime only edition.
That
It was good addition.
was a cute.
That's where I said that's actually improved on the manga.
Did he still end up drowning himself in the manga though?
It's left a bit open what happens to him. It's a bit. I think it's implied he drowned himself, but it's never actually confirmed he drowned himself. I do happen. Also, the deaths are a lot more gruesome in the anime compared to the manga.
Yeah.
And has a higher body count. Hardly anyone dies in Truck Stop of the Dead.
Really?
In the manga.
Speaking of Higurashi, again, I think that's his name. I'm just calling him that.
Double check.
I like how
He's the inverted Akira.
well, kind of that. I also like how we see him get bit and we see someone progress to becoming a zombie.
Yeah.
Like we see the veins come up and whatnot. That was very cool.
Yeah, that was a cool sequence.
Yeah, but the highlight of that is just Beatrix reenacting Pirates of the Caribbean 2 with water wheels.
Yeah. I don't know how to get off this thing.
Yeah, that bit. You think she's gonna run over the one with the glasses?
Yeah.
Turns out no, she goes past. The zombies eat her.
Yeah.
But the thing I also liked about all of them is they're all inverted versions of Akira. They all were downtrodden in, and to a lesser extent, Shizuka and Kenshiro, they were all downtrodden in life. But instead of trying to make the best of themselves during the apocalypse, they made the worst of themselves.
Yeah.
But the thing that bothers me the most. The thing that I like so much about Zom 100 in terms of the zombie fiction as a whole is it's one of the few zombie fictions that doesn't say in the event of a zombie apocalypse everyone's going to be a massive arsehole when society crumbles. There's actually people that try to keep society going. There's people that try to do right by other people. There's treat people just normally. I'm kind of bothered by the fact that it's just all sides clap. Everyone's a massive arsehole. That was one of the things I really had a problem with the later seasons of The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm trying to get his name here.
I'm trying to look for it as well. For some reason, when I typed in Zom 100, Zom 100 didn't actually show up.
Yeah, you're right. Kanta Higurashi.
Yeah, I got it right. Woo!
But I mean, I also quite like in terms of the villains. I also liked the truck stop.
Yeah,
Kira's
Tendo's
old boss, Kogusi.
Yeah, Tendo's old boss.
Kosugi is brilliant. In the dub as well, he's also brilliant. That's another thing. They haven't done the dub for the last 3 episodes yet.
Oh, they're not.
Which is interesting because the dub cast are always really enthusiastic about it in any promos they're doing for it.
Yeah.
I do really like how with Trucks of the Dust shows that Akira isn't over his trauma.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, because I guess it would be difficult because he's like only feels as though he's escaped from it, and then for it to come crashing down again.
I did also really quite like the whole Akira and Shizuka pairing. I think they actually complement each other quite well.
Yes. Yeah.
I won't spoil what happens to them later in the manga.
They fuck.
They die.
I'm guessing.
They fuck, then they die.
Or the reverse.
They die
Oh.
while they die while fucking.
I can say one
They
of
fucking
them.
die.
I can say.
He has a dream of them fucking, and then they die.
I can say.
They
I'm
have a
not
dream
going
of
to
them
tell you.
dying, and they
but-
fuck.
Well, you said chapter 69, didn't you?
No, that's-
That was me with Yamada.
Oh,
No.
sorry. Yeah.
No, with the significant thing about them, chapter 57.
Okay. I can't think of what that
Put it
might look like.
this way, it actually leaked online. People went nuts about it because it leaked online early because they put it in Japanese early to celebrate the film's release.
Oh, weird.
So it busted online pretty quickly, and in
It
fact,
busted online.
and so
Oh,
said Viz Media site actually crashed on the day it came out because people were desperate to see the translated version.
Wow.
But I feel anything we can say negative about Zom 100 because I've been praising the shit out of it, but.
Again, I think the delays definitely killed a lot of the hype.
Animation's hit and miss at times.
It can be.
No,
Yeah, but again,
no,
I think that was because of the
Production.
the production issues. Definitely didn't help things.
I feel like.
But considering, I don't feel like
I feel like it did meander a bit for a couple of episodes. Like it didn't really progress.
But I
That's
like the fact that there's a story about living your best life. I think that's something.
Yeah. It's maybe not always the most coherent, but it doesn't necessarily need to be because it is pretty much just like sitting off and living.
We've been doing about an hour and a half, so I feel like we need to move on.
Yeah.
Okay,
Frieren Beyond Journey's End. It's
Wait,
the-
that's next, really?
Yeah, that was the next broadcast one. That broadcast pretty much the day we did our best of summer.
Yeah.
I
What a fucking
love this
Yeah.
show.
What a good show.
It is fucking amazing.
Yeah, but
Oh my god.
with that opening 2-hour movie.
Yes. Important to say that it's not yet finished, has it? I don't know what episode
It's continuing now.
14. Well,
Okay, let me hang on a second. At the
episode
time
18 right now.
At the time of broadcast, just for the record, we're going to need to do this for another show because we have another show that's not ended. At the time of broadcast, we're up to episode. Hang on a second, I've got to Crunchyroll
I
up.
think it's episode 18 we're currently on.
I think I'm not quite up to date. I'm a few episodes behind.
We are up to episode 18 at this point.
Okay.
Hey, go there.
18 has broadcast, and tomorrow we're doing this the day before episode 19.
We've just entered the new arc.
Also, can I say that priest is me when he just slammed his beer after sorting out the issue between Stark and Fern and said, "Just date already."
Yeah.
Well, so not because you're massively corrupt.
Yeah, Stein was.
Yeah, can that-
Stark.
Stein was great.
So obviously I haven't seen fully up to date, but I definitely think there's more with the priest, in the original party. Like him saying go out and find the source of immortality, but he's also like just not aged as much
Oh,
as the other characters.
Hater.
Yeah, is that his name?
Haiter's
Yeah,
the name.
yeah. It's weird how Himmel it's the night and day difference when we see him as an old man.
Yes.
He's like way
turns to a dwarf.
smaller,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
bald, big beard.
It makes me think there's more to it than that. Like I don't.
Well, we
so-
obviously know he is dead because he dies early on.
Yeah,
Or did he?
Exactly. Did
Oh.
we see a body?
Oh.
Yeah, we
We
did.
saw a grave.
We saw a
Okay.
fucking grave, mate.
But,
Yeah, but-
the grave could have been empty.
Exactly.
Put it this way.
Why would they make a grave for someone why would they make a grave for someone who's not dead?
What we didn't see was him.
I mean, in all fairness, we have one for Calvin.
Frieren is a brilliant main character, though.
Yeah.
Frieren is.
Yeah, she's
This is how you do a Nova Power protagonist.
Yeah.
I think I actually want to apologise for our previous coverage because I felt I gave way too much leeway to what was just a few idiots on Twitter and acted like it was a bigger deal than it actually was.
What was they?
That was the whole thing of the demon arc was about acceptable racism.
Oh no!
No, shut up.
But I thought that was just a few fringe people on
I mean,
Twitter.
the thought entered my mind, and then I was like, "Well, surely there's more to it than this." Like,
Yeah, and
it's
some people
not
did
gonna
point
be
out the light
simplistic.
novels do go into more. Actually,
yeah.
do
Well, the manga, not light novels.
manga. Sorry, the manga
Yeah.
does actually detail further, and I really like that arc, particularly how savage it was at the end with
Yeah.
kill yourself.
Oh, yeah, I love that bit. It's so weird how you can make a fight that's not a fight feel so epic.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's so but like at so many levels it's good. Like I love Stark is a brilliant character. With
Stark.
Yeah.
How
Tony Stark.
one of my
Tony
favorite.
Stark.
One of my favorite. I think one of my favorite episodes is the one where he's standing in for that high.
For the noble
Society.
son.
For the noble son. Yeah.
Yeah. That bit. His relationship, like him and Fern getting closer, is brilliant.
Yeah.
Like that dance sequence is some of the best
Mm.
animation. I was like,
Yeah.
should we dance now? No, I'm going to eat cake.
Yeah. Okay.
That is me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm once again I'm really struggling to find
Like,
negatives.
my bits with Sign, with the bit with Sign, when like Frieren keeps trying to seduce him to join
Oh,
their
yeah.
party, and you're just like, what is that? I like older women. I'm an older woman. Yeah, but you don't look it.
This worked on. How did this work on Himmel?
That being said, the old cast, like her old group, they are all so great as
Yes,
well.
yeah.
But it does make you. But
It makes me want an entire series just about them.
But then you're really
Yeah,
sad because
sure.
you know it's not going to work out between them, and they are going to go their separate ways.
Yeah,
Mm.
and that's what makes it tragic.
Yeah.
It's in some way like a tragedy.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
absolutely.
you're seeing this world after Himmel's death.
Mm.
Everything that happens is after this. It's funny again that our best of spring. We talk about our best of spring and our best of winter next to each other, and now we're talking about our best of summer and our best of fall next to
Yeah.
each other. It's actually said Dr. Stone was Elliot's second
I already said
wild card, and
Frieren was our anime of the
Spring.
season, obviously.
fall. But I really, I think the soundtrack is excellent. Elvin
Yeah.
Cole's done a brilliant job with it.
Oh, absolutely.
It reminds me a lot of what the fuck was that called? Kino's Journey.
Kina's Journey is
Oh,
very.
yeah.
That was a good soundtrack.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
but
not
I
just
should-
the
I should
soundtrack,
point
the
out,
show as a whole.
Evan Cole, he did the soundtrack for Violet Evergarden, so
Oh, okay.
and you
Yeah.
could definitely hear the similarities between the two of them when you.
Yeah, if anything, I actually, when I was watching the show, I was thinking a lot about Violet Evergarden,
Mm.
just on the case of how it's a very well animated, very awesome, well done character piece, ultimately.
Yeah,
But again, one of the reasons I really liked that episode with Stark posing as the noble son was the fact he does actually say,
Yeah.
"You've got another son here. Don't neglect him because you're sad of how way things."
Yeah, and you know, it's just
Yeah.
like, oh, I don't. I'm still caring for him.
Oh, but then he just gives me a look. Are you really?
Yeah.
I think also there's a lot of parallels between Frieren and Violet, to be honest. Like as a character who's quite detached, coming to to live in the world that is
Yeah.
human, and
But I would argue though that the difference is with Frieren, it's almost like she's done everything there is to do, whereas Violet needs a couple more things to
Yeah,
do.
with
Yes.
with
Yeah,
with
okay, yeah.
with Frieren, she's retaking the steps of her journey. Meanwhile, with Violet, she's starting hers.
yes, yeah. So I suppose. That,
Although towards the end of Frieren, though, when we get to it, she also opens up a post office.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, compared to Violet Evergarden, there's nothing else, but there's nothing but a compliment.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely,
That-
yeah.
Like, the more I think about Violet Evergarden, the more I sort of think this might be my favorite anime.
Also, this is how funny this show is. Like the most recent episode with the fact she just puts that face when they're fighting each other and during the exam.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is okay.
you look like you're trying to do a very bad rendition of the Anya look.
No, it's more she's doing the whole.
Yeah,
This is
they're fighting again.
this is fine.
Yeah.
For a dog face.
Or like another comparison is when Stark is looking at clouds. and just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Those look like boobs.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he's a pervert. That looks
Right.
like a turd. Never mind. He's
Or the fact it's also weird that she does the Anya face because in Japan she's voiced by the same person who does
Yeah.
Anya's voice.
Yeah.
Oh, that entire that bit
I love that.
blew up online. That was so strangely
I love that.
so well animated. As
My
well.
master said that Ben loved this kind of gift. And it's just poured
Yeah,
over
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I'm believing not. That scene went down massively in the Gundam community. Everyone photoshopping it.
Yeah,
Just a variety of kits.
I remember there being one with one of the whoa.
There's a thing I now can transfer because there's a thing I often message when I see Xenoblade. I go horny Xenoblade fans,
Yeah.
horny Xenoblade fans.
So I'm expecting to see one with the Mio amiibo.
Oh
No.
no.
Men drive this one crazy.
Yeah.
No, trust me, she's not one of the characters who gets looted a lot by the Xeno community.
I guess
thank
that's
God.
Pyra and Mithra.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Put it this way, don't go on Twitter with say search off and look up Xenoblade stuff.
Yeah.
I don't really like Xenoblade, so I won't anyway.
But okay, is there anything negative we can say about Frieren?
No.
I'm really struggling.
I really cannot.
But the animation's grey. It's the character art's done so. Well, I mean, admittedly, we are not judging a full product, but
Yeah.
But from what you said last time, it gets better from what you've heard.
That's what I'm saying. It could always go the way of Darling in the Franxx.
I'm very doubtful. It's
Ah,
So
gonna
it just goes to space.
From what I've seen,
Frieren's
I
an
doubt
alien.
it. I'm
No,
fully
yeah,
trusting the manga right
doubt
Tokyo Revengers Season 3.
Yeah,
Oh,
Tokyo
so
Revengers.
good.
Yay! Told you we'd be talking about it later.
Yeah.
Uh,
2 hours later.
2 hours later. Tokyo Revengers, I love.
This was good.
I-
This was very good.
I hate
Yeah.
to say it, I've really never quite seen the same hype as other people for this show. Maybe I'm not getting something about it, but
I
it's
mean,
never been super good for me.
I got hyped for it just because I fucking love season 1.
Put it this way,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
It's
I'm-
my anime of 2021.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
buying so much manga now so I can finish it off because I am not
Is
waiting.
it not finished?
It's not. The manga's finished.
The
The-
anime?
The
No.
anime
What
isn't.
the fuck? I was going to say, like, it felt like a weird. Abrupt
Yeah,
point to stop.
because
Yeah.
probably the biggest thing.
But of course-
Kisaki dies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, they have the whole thing of Kisaki's confirms at the end he's not a time traveler.
Yeah.
So someone is giving him information.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, that's what that means.
Well,
right.
It's implied that.
No, because he never really said if he is. Can I just say, please tell me I'm not the only one who burst out laughing when Kisaki died.
I was.
Just like, I saw him standing on the road, just like, he's gonna be hit by a truck.
He's gonna be-
Truck him, just like,
Yeah.
I
No,
laughed for a solid minute.
Yeah.
I was thinking he's going to get run over, isn't
Yeah,
he?
well, I was waiting for the spin off now where he gets isekai'd.
I was going to say, like, a truck as well. Come on.
I think it's actually. Did he just get Final Destination?
What was Thingio's original trigger for time traveling? I can't remember.
It was shaking hands.
Takamichi shaking hands with
Yeah.
Naoto Kina's brother.
Yes.
Yeah, but again, he might be able to do that now because he's stopped the future where Naoto's going to die.
Hopefully.
Uh,
Fingers crossed.
But
I mean, yeah,
I can't wait to find out what the ending. I know people have complained about the manga's ending.
that's actually why I mentioned on the way here. I'm going to talk about why I feel like a lot of hype for the for this show went out. I think that's why, because the manga's ending was so disappointing. Actually, no. From what I've heard, to say the manga's ending was disappointing would be an understatement. The equivalent of saying, Chernobyl was a bit nasty.
Oh my god!
A lot of people despise that ending. It's not divisive like Attack on Titan. It is universally hated.
Now, there's the thing. I've never been a fan for the idea of this is universally hated, therefore I'm going to hate it. So I'm going to wait till I get to that ending
Yeah,
to decide it.
but the thing is, that's why a lot of people are probably negative towards it. And season 2, a lot of people have read that final chapter and therefore kept watching the anime and therefore probably gone into it with a more negative mindset, and therefore they're probably noticing a lot more nitpicks and problems. Meanwhile, there are others and then there are others who have bounced. And then there are people who maybe weren't as attached to the first season as we were, who heard how bad the ending was, so they decided to jump ship
Now,
as well.
I haven't read the manga's ending, but
Yeah,
what I've heard you've said is the complaint was not the content of it, but how it was rushed.
I've heard people say it was rushed, and I've also heard people say that they basically did a food wars. They found that there was a perfect point where they could have ended the story, but they kept it going, and it got worse.
Would you say that this is the perfect point they were saying?
I have no idea. I don't know. I've heard some people say they should have stopped when Kisaki died. When they stopped Kisaki, but I don't know. But I don't.
Put it this way.
fully
I'm
know.
gonna put it this way. I've read where it's up to. It's the really great site to go is where does the anime leave off.com, and I've got the manga. It's now my bedtime. Since I finished Doctor Stone, it's now my bedtime reading. So
Nice and light
Yeah.
reading then.
All I'm gonna say is I saw someone once ask on a scale of 1 to 10 how bad is the ending. People were consistently giving it 9s and 9.5s.
But I've also found that I disagree. But remember, I disagree with a lot of people on a lot of things. I disagree with the end, but people don't like my take on the ending of Code Geass.
Yeah.
They don't like the fact that I said Darling in the Franxx wasn't that bad. I still stand by that one.
That ending was terrible.
I would stand. Remember, I'm someone who doesn't think Baldur's Gate is the greatest thing ever made.
But I mean,
You're not strengthening your argument here, Cal.
I'm just saying. I think that's why a lot of people really went into this one more negatively.
So
I'm trying to think of one where I think where a lot of people didn't like it, but I did like it.
Well, so just judging the ending where it's at, what do we think?
I think it's good.
I think they did a brilliant job. Like they made Emma's death made us all realise, okay, characters can die and stay dead.
Oh no, I'd say we felt that very early with Bachi's death.
Bachi certainly did that one, but Emma, I think, made us realise, okay, Bachi's not a one-off. If no one has plot armor.
It was so sad though when we saw Mikey talking about the future, and we saw a future glimpse of them bound to Emma's house with Ken, and I was just like, oh my god, that's so sad.
Actually, that's one thing. Hinata is very overly accepting of the fact Takemichi's from the future.
Yes.
Yeah. In fact, a lot of them are, but they're just like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, considering everything that we know, actually.
The weird thing is, without knowing the ending, my belief is that Takemichi realises the only thing that saves everyone is if he dies. I don't know how it's going to come about, but I think that's going to be the ending of it. I think he's going to die.
No, I don't think so. A lot of people were saying that. A lot of people were saying in the ending, basically everything is resolved. Everything is done.
And they all lived happily ever after. Yeah.
I saw a picture of the final chapter. Takemichi is in there.
Okay.
But
so he is still alive.
It could be a flashback, but anyway. But even if so, I kind of like that everything's resolved endings. I don't understand why they get such negative feedback.
Some people just dislike it. Again, some people just. I remember saw someone say, "I'm fine that it's ending with everything's perfect," but God, it was bad.
Yeah. It's weird with all the moral ambiguity that's in this show.
Put it this way, I might do a full podcast by myself because we got on this subject. I might do a full podcast for you guys on the ending of Tokyo Revengers and see what did we, as an update, did we like a mini one? Say, did we like it or did we dislike it? Anyway, let's talk about the season itself because I thought it was a very good season. I think we've hit. I don't think this is peak Tokyo Revengers, but it's very good.
Yeah, it was. At the very least, it was better than season 2.
I do like the fact that Tokyo Revengers kind of has. I don't disagree with you by all means on this one. It kind of has an anti-toxic masculinity message in it.
In what way?
In the sense that it's about the men that are in the worst are the ones who won't come to terms with how awful they are and how destructive they are. But they hang on to that thing because they have to be the tough guy. Whereas the ones who are willing to fight for others and admit their weaknesses are the ones who can keep their morality.
I suppose I say it's more story on obviously not giving up because the
that's
reason
another
why everyone draws Takemichi's side is because he keeps getting punched so hard in the face and yet keeps standing.
I've realised we've alienated so much of the right-wing audience with this podcast.
Good.
Bye, fuckers.
We had a right-wing audience.
We're bound to get one or two eventually.
Yeah. We have an audience.
Yeah, sorry.
What do we not really like about season 3?
I feel like there were a few cop-outs. Like, as an example, when Angry starts crying and immediately goes super badass mode and beats all the captains at once.
Yeah.
It takes away a lot of the thunder from a lot of other characters.
But at the same time...
Mostly Hakai, who he was fighting with.
But also at the same time, I was kind of like, holy shit, I didn't think he was capable of that.
The fact that Kisaki...
Yeah, but also, we already have a crybaby. We have
Yeah.
Takemichi.
Yeah.
Get your own thing.
The fact that Kisaki had a gun on him the whole time and only chose to use it a couple of times and it failed often.
And you killed one bloke and it was
Yeah.
the one you didn't want to
Exactly,
kill.
like, what's the point?
Also, I did think Kisaki getting hit by the truck, just standing there getting hit by a truck,
That was dumb.
was a
weird.
bit
Also,
lame.
I also
like,
don't-
I would have liked it if it was someone like Takemichi
Yeah.
punched or kicked Kisaki and
Yeah.
then he got hit
Yeah,
by the
for-
truck.
I'm also very mixed on his motivation for killing Hinata.
Yeah.
He turns down a proposal she turns down a proposal in the
I'll be
future.
honest, I actually like that because for someone like Kisaki, I feel like we need a pathetic motive.
Yes, I agree. That's what I came around to. But initially, I was kind of like, "Oh no, what?"
Yeah.
Well, don't forget that's the same reason that we now have Sauron turning evil in Lords of the Rings.
Oh
It's-
god,
it's also-
no.
I mean,
Rings of power.
it also
Yeah.
keeps explaining why he keeps calling Takemichi hero because Hina saw him as a hero.
Yeah.
So like,
It's so weird though because we only see like him as a child and Hina saying like, you know, what was it? She was nice to me when I was a child. We only see like one scene of that, so it's just
Yeah.
like he fell in love with her because of that.
yeah.
And, then, like, was in
Well,
love
I mean,
with
like
her for-
childhood obsession continuing into
Again, it
Yeah.
goes to my toxic masculinity thing. He
Yeah.
believes he's
Yeah.
entitled
I
to
don't
be,
think, I personally didn't think it was like.
or in that sense, it's
consistently-
rather quite incelly in that sense because it's
Yeah,
that
no,
thing of,
I agree with you.
he
But,
believes
yeah.
because he's done all this work, he is entitled to Hina,
Yeah.
and when he doesn't get his way, he kills her.
Yeah, it's just a weird attachment because we only see that one scene of her
I-
going like, I think you're.
I'm gonna stop right now because we're really running out of
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
So
Apothocarry Diaries.
Apothocary Diaries, which also is not done at the time of recording.
It's on episode
episode
14.
15.
Oh, 15, the new one came out.
But
That's it.
no, hang on, you're right.
Oh no.
Hang on, let me double check that before I'm safe. To be safe,
Better safe than sorry.
you're right, Elliot. It's on episode 14. 15 is coming out 2 days after we agree. I've watched.
Now it's the part where we all throw our heads back and laugh. Ready? Ha!
I've watched up to episode 12 because I'm watching in dub, and that's the most recent. episode.
I'm fully caught up.
Fully
My
caught up.
God.
I'm an episode behind.
This was
I'm
my
not stoked.
this is my first wild card. My God, it's great.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
So good.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Mal Mal's probably one of the best female leads all year.
Mao Mao is amazing.
And-
Especially in dub.
And also
Yeah.
this is so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was pissing myself with bounce.
Or like when she whispers to into Lishu's ear on what to do, and she's just like,
yeah.
And I have, because I've seen clips out, I am aware they do bring that trope back with the whole teaching the concubines.
yeah, they do. Like
The
she does a
consumptor,
full-
essentially.
She does like a full class for the concubines, and you just see their multiple different reactions. Two of them were like, oh, so that's how it does it. One of them was like indifferent, and the youngest one was like constantly fainting over how graphic.
Oh, I was like, yeah, been there, done that. I also setting Jinshi. I think is a character they finally got right with his writing, because I said initially I thought he was a bit creepy.
Oh no, I think that's always been the case. Because he's so used to ghosts fawning over him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Mao Mao just is not.
I don't like it. I need to check if I still have my life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still got it.
He's like, why is this not working?
Yeah.
But again, they're really. I like the fact though they have a. I notice a lot with women in anime. They are a bit reluctant to make them very comedic sometimes. Bao Mao is a fully brilliant comedic character at times.
Yeah. I say they all are.
Yeah, everyone. The show that makes me laugh, but it's also a show that does really good job with its character arcs and its storylines. Like
Yeah, the mystery in a lot of the things are very good.
the mystery in the episode where we found out about who's been poisoning the concubine
Yeah.
was fantastic. I was kind of like, oh yeah, that makes total sense now you've mentioned it.
Yeah.
And of course, it does imply about Jinshi's past that could be a big deal going forwards.
Yeah. I like also that it is a sort of fictional setting rather than like historically based fictional setting. Though, like,
yeah, I know what you mean.
China.
Yeah.
Yeah, China. Yeah.
I can't stand the way Donald Trump says China. For fuck's sake.
I think probably the first real jaw drop moment for me. Well, there are two. the first one was in episode 4, where she full on bitch slaps one of the handmaids.
yeah.
So
Wow.
satisfying.
Yeah.
And the other one was like where we see her at the garden party, not wearing the freckles, and she's like drop dead gorgeous, basically.
And I like the fact that the freckles are basically makeup to avoid her getting kidnapped and
Yeah.
be more unassuming.
That's so
I get.
I mean, she lived there like in the Pleasant District, so as to stop her from like getting kidnapped and sold off, which is ironic.
Yeah.
I think one of my favourite things, though, I think one of my other favourite ones was just the first question, you with the freckles stay. Crap!
Yeah. I think one thing that made me kind of laugh unexpectedly was when she finally returns home and sees her father, and he just acts like she's gone for a walk.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Like after months of not being there, just goes, oh, hello.
Oh my god, just...
Not even, where have you been?
I really do like a lot of the settings of the show. I'm kind of wondering how long is this going to go for, considering the manga's not done at this point.
The manga's like, I think 12, 13 volumes, I'll admit. Actually, no, it could be a bit long,
But
more than that.
I'm kind of wondering how much can we really get out of this story? Like, is this going to be 20, 24 volumes, or is it going to go to 30?
I mean,
really drag this out?
I feel like considering where we're at currently, we're getting to the point where we're starting to go through changes and arcs.
Yeah.
Because
To keep it interesting.
where I'm up to, it's obviously all very centered around like kind of the handmaidens and the concubines and you know, but not like the central sort of palace and the politics. I wonder if they might go towards that direction.
I do
Maybe.
like the fact they do actually point out how fucked up some of this that history was.
Yeah.
They don't sort of brush around it in a
No,
sense.
yeah.
I mean, admittedly, they could have done it less for comedic effect, but take what you get. You can sometimes you have to take what you get.
Yeah.
But I really liked it. I really liked this show in just so many ways. The animation's great.
Cast is great.
The opening theme and
Setting's
closing is
great.
great.
I want to admit the new OP is a bit of a downgrade.
Yeah, the new OP's a downgrade. I'll give you that one. That's, Reese, have you got anything to add to this one?
No, just really enjoy it. Another strong female-led anime.
This is another
Don't
one
get-
that I can't think of any flaws for, genuinely.
There's a lot of anime on at the minute that we can really have struggle thinking of flaws
Yeah,
for.
some of these shows this year have been like all-time great.
Can I also point out though, some of them are going to be ranked above those ones we said we didn't really have flaws for, but because I'm going to say with some of these shows I like them in spite of their flaws.
Yeah.
But before we make our decisions, let's go over a few things. Opening and ending themes. What's our favourite of each of those?
Best OP. Probably Apothocarry Diaries.
You're going to Apothocarry
Yeah,
Diaries?
that's a very good one actually.
Reese, what are you going?
Zon 100.
You're going Zon 100?
You go first.
I'm going to say Zon 100.
Yeah, I don't know. I loved Heavenly Delusions.
Oh, Heavenly Delusions was
Fantastic.
fantastic.
There's not a
Heavenly Delusions.
Yeah, there's not really a bad one in this bunch actually.
No,
like
no.
as much as I've said I like Trigun,
Trigun Stampede was amazing.
Yeah.
Trigun's is good, and I like the magical. The only weak, maybe would you say the Vinland sagas are both good.
Maybe
Any of them
maybe
weak?
Tokyo Revengers? Because that was like
They didn't
just-
change it from season 1 to season 2, other than the visuals
Yeah.
of it, and that's not a great OP. Let's be honest.
It's not the best.
I mean, even the Rashida Revolution.
Oh wait, actually, Doctor Stone New World Part 2.
Oh yeah,
That OP
that one's
sucked.
not good.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you that one. Next, EDs. I'm gonna say Zon 100.
I went Tokyo Revengers.
You're gonna take Revenges?
You know what, Doctor Stone?
Fuck you, I was going to say Dr. Stone.
You can say Doctor Stone.
Which is the weak one in this bunch, because I'd say with this one,
I can't remember.
I try Gun Down.
yeah, I got Trigun as well. to
I
be
go
honest.
Trigun.
Me, I can't remember.
What about animation quality? What do we think is a really strong one in this one?
Ooh.
Zon 100 for me.
I'd go with.
Heavenly Delusions, very good.
Yeah.
Frieren Beyond Journey's End.
Yeah, Frieren's excellent.
I'd say
Vinland Saga.
None of them are that bad,
Yeah,
actually.
there's some real standouts.
I
Oh wait,
like-
actually, Trigun Stampede.
Yeah, Trigun.
I get Frieren and Trigun Stampede.
None of them are that weak, actually, to be honest.
Yeah.
If I had to say,
Even
Maybe
Revolution.
Tokyo Revengers?
I'd say Doctor Stone.
Yeah,
honestly.
Dr. Stone does diff in a couple of places.
I would maybe say Tokyo Revengers if I had to say worst.
Well,
again-
I'm going to
again,
say
it's
weakest,
sort
not worst, because none of these are. I know none of these
Yeah,
are
yeah,
terrible
yeah,
in that
yeah.
regard. Story structure, I'd say Trigun is the weak one in this bunch, and I'd say Apothocarry Diaries is probably the strongest. No, actually,
Vinland
Frieren.
Saga is probably the best.
Vinland Saga probably is the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah,
actually.
I'd say Vinland Saga. Honestly.
I think in terms of great opening episodes, though, we got to say.
Oh, Zon 100, obviously.
Yeah.
What?
I have to say, Let's have to say Zom 100. Frieren's a very close second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frierin's very strong. Zom 100 though, I think just out. I think in terms of a weak first episode, maybe Tokyo Revengers.
Ripley's one attention.
Oh, sorry. Oh dear.
Tokyo Revengers is another great first episode.
Yeah, definitely. Weakest opening episode. That's a tough one.
What about the strongest closing episode?
Oh,
Because they all had really great closing episodes.
they all did. Yeah, we can't pick. Obviously, we can't pick Frieren or Apothocarry because they're still going.
Yeah, so those are out for that one. I would say Heavenly Delusion actually had a really strong closing episode. I really wanted more when that was done.
Buddy
Yeah.
Daddies, I'd say.
Buddy Daddies, you're right.
That had the perfect ending.
Yeah.
Maybe Dr. Stone had a bit of a weaker one, but because that was kind of consolidating things.
Oh,
no, actually, no, it was a cliffhanger.
That was a very good one.
Yeah, no, it was quite good. Actually.
Can I ask you guys then on this?
I'd also say Zom 100 is a very close second.
Can I say?
Yeah.
Can I note something? We haven't said the Magical Revolution for almost anything at this point. Is there anything? Is there any,
It'd be quite high up on Best Girl.
Can I also
Yeah.
a high up for best villain as well?
Without God.
But even then, I think I'd still rather say for
I'd
best
say
villain,
Ibarra, yeah.
Ibarra from
Yeah,
Doctor
yeah.
Stone or any of the villains from Zom 100.
Yeah.
The demons from Frieren.
Demons from Frieren are really good.
Kettle, potentially.
Probably.
Kettle, yeah.
I wouldn't even say villain
What's he-
necessarily.
I don't know.
Is
if
it really a
I don't know
villain
if he
in
would
Vinland
count-
No,
Saga?
they're just characters kind of
Yeah.
just doing
Yeah,
stuff on
it's kind of. I mean, that's what a lot of historical fiction is like. There aren't
Yeah.
really any heroes or villains.
Yeah.
Because to a certain, well, there are obviously some exceptions. Just most
yes,
of history
yes.
is all like that.
Yeah.
So shall we discuss
Best characters.
best characters? I'd say Zom 100 wins this one for me.
I'd say Heavenly Delusion.
Heavily Delusion.
I say Frieren.
Yeah.
I might go Frieren as well.
Yeah, it's very close
Very
though
close,
between
though.
all of these. This is a really strong year for this one, and we know we say that a lot, but this really, example, is a strong year.
As I said, some of the best have been all timers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We also Best Boy, definitely Thorfinn.
Oh, Torfinn,
Yeah,
easily
yeah.
best boy.
No, I'm struggling. I'm between
But
him
best girl.
and Akira, maybe though.
Best girl. Apothecary Diaries, I'd say.
Yeah, Mau Mau.
Mau Mau wins that one hands
Yeah.
down.
Mau. Sounds like a cat.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving swiftly on. And so I think that's why they sometimes draw in that scene where she's telling Jinshi not to look into the material as a cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has a green cat ears.
Yeah. So I think that is a deliberate choice actually.
Yeah. Best score?
Best score, well that's Frieren.
Frieren.
Yeah.
I'd say weakest in this one. No, I don't want to say a weak one because they all had really good music. I'm going to go for though. I'm going to ask which one left us wanting more. Buddy Daddies is out because it can conclude the story. Which one left us wanting more than most?
Should we also not count Frieren and Apothecary because they are still going?
Yes. Okay. So they're all out. Which one wanted us wanting more of the show?
Heavenly Delusions.
Yeah.
Heavenly
yes,
Delusion. Yeah, that was the one that made me
yeah.
want it more than most.
Most mysteries. Dr. Stone, very much looking forward to whatever will come.
Yeah. Which
Vinland
one?
Saga, I'm desperate to see more of.
Yes.
Okay.
With the manga, they're actually into the final arc now.
How many of these did we watch in dub so we can talk about the dubbed performances?
None. Actually, no, I did watch Trigun.
I watched quite a few.
I watched Dr. Stone in dub, and I think I watched Dr. Stone in dub.
I watched Dr. Stone's dub is pretty good. I'd say though the one that I liked the most in this was
Zom?
Zom or Apothocary Diaries are both very
Oh,
good.
Trigun?
Trigun's very good.
yeah.
Trigun had Johnny on Bosch in.
Yeah, but again, it actually highlights to me how as much as the rest of the cast are trying, they don't quite recapture the feel of those characters. Even though there's only two of them had to be
Yeah.
recaptured, three of them. But then again, it's like Nice was voiced by Ty from Digimon in the last
Yeah.
one.
So
There's
Joshua Seth.
Joshua Seth.
So
That's
what
it.
about best Japanese dub?
So that's the best original cast.
I don't think I watched many of these.
Frieren, I think, has a brilliant one actually.
Yeah.
Stark's voice actually is voice actor is particularly good at carrying all of his different mannerisms.
You know what? Buddy Daddies.
I was just going to say
That's
that.
a really good cast.
Buddy,
Yeah,
daddy.
with both Ray and Kazuki.
Yeah.
Both really
Can I?
good.
Shall I? I'm gonna say right now. It's I think we've gone over this as much as we
Yeah,
can.
let's just go into it.
So, do you want to reorder them? Now's the time to
For
do
the
it.
first time, I'm not actually going to reorder mine.
I
Mine's
am.
actually in the places I think they should be.
I'm gonna reorder mine slightly.
Yeah.
There we go. I'm gonna say that.
Ripley!
I'm gonna go
Come on.
that order.
No, not you, Ripley.
Okay,
Ripley.
I'm locking mine in.
Hang on.
There.
Yeah.
I don't know what Ripley wants, by the way, people. She's just looking at us with a tail
She
wagging.
just wants attention.
Which Ren isn't giving.
I'm sorry, I'm doing
bastards.
my list.
Come here, Ripley.
I don't
I'm
care.
done.
Dogs are more important.
Come on, Ripley, I'm done with my list. I'll give you a fuss. You're happy little doggy, aren't you? See, you'd be easy to stream with compared to Pablo.
That's because she doesn't do anything.
You know, as Pablo knocked over the microphone yesterday. We were soundless for ages.
Oh, did he
Yeah.
really?
No,
Oh,
you weren't soundless. We can still hear you.
Yeah, no, we were worried we were soundless.
No,
for a
it
little
did
bit.
sound, when it did knock down, it did sound like you screamed directly into the mic.
Yeah.
Like full on Silent Hill noise.
No! Have you locked yours
Yep.
in, Reese?
Yeah.
Reese is locked in.
I'm locked in.
Ren, are you locked in?
I'm
yet?
locked in. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
we're going to start with everyone's number 10.
Okay.
So number 10. Actually,
I swear we do this different every year. Let's
Yeah,
just
but-
go through everyone's list.
yeah,
one by
I agree.
one.
That was stupid last year. So Reese, we're going to start with yours. Who's number 10?
Trigun.
Trigun gets number 10. 1 point.
Number 9, I have Heavenly Delusion.
Ooh,
Oh,
very
nice.
low.
Wow.
Well, just say I loved all these shows.
Yes.
Yeah, all of them are fantastic.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
should watch all of them. Absolutely.
There was always going to be low points going to really good shows.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
8th, Magical Revolution.
Your own wild
Oh,
card.
nice, yeah.
Oh.
7th, Apothocarry Diaries.
Oh my God.
That surprised me a little bit.
6th, Dr. Stone.
Oh.
5th, Buddy Daddies.
6 points.
Yep. 4th, Frieren.
Ooh, bloody hell.
3rd, Tokyo Revengers.
Yeah.
2nd, Vinland Saga.
Oh.
Mm.
And 1st, Zone 100.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
That's an interesting one.
Damn.
So Zon 100's taking the early lead.
Yeah.
Elliot?
Number 10 is Trigun Stampede.
I think we're going to hear that for everyone except Ren's list.
It would seem so.
Yeah.
Number 9 is the Magical Revolution of the Reincarnated Princess of Geas Young Lady.
So that gets 2 points, so it's on 5.
Number 8 is Tokyo Revengers.
3 points, so it goes up to 11.
Number 7 is Buddy Daddies.
This is like Eurovision. Sweeper!
Number
Buddy
s-
Daddies.
Number 6 is Dr. Stone.
5 points going to Dr. Stone, so it's on.
Number 5 is Zon 100, Bucket List of the Dead. Number
Yeah.
4 is the Apothocarry Diaries.
So I gave it 6 points, so 7 points for that one, so it's on 11.
Number 3 is Heavenly Delusions.
Clawed back a lot of points there.
Number 2 is Vinland Saga.
Whoa!
Number 1 is Frieren, Beyond Journey's End.
Where's free? Can I say it's really close now between a few of them?
Yeah.
There's like 1 point separating Vinland Saga, Frieren, and Zon 100.
Oh, damn.
So this could go either any way.
So my number 10, I put Tokyo Revenger Season 3.
Oh, number 10?
Yeah, again, I wasn't big on it.
That's fair.
Number 9, Buddy Daddies. Sorry, Cal.
You bastard.
Number 8, Magical Revolution.
5 points, so free. It gets 3 points, so it's on 8.
Number 7, Trigun Stampede.
4 points, so it's on 6.
Number 6, on 100. Sorry, it's not higher. What's it?
It's 5, so it gets so 10 plus 5, 16 plus 5 is 21.
Yep. Number 5, Apothocarry Diaries.
6 points, so it's on
That's a bit
17.
high, I'm going to be honest.
Well, number 4, Dr. Stone Season 3.
Oh, hey! Happy you enjoyed that, man.
Really,
So
really
that's
enjoyed it.
7 points, isn't it?
Yes, I think so.
17.
Number 3, Frieren.
Yeah, because that's 8
Oh.
points.
Yeah.
So 8 points go to Frieren, so that 3 plus 5, 25 it's on.
Number 9, a second rather, Vinland Saga Season 2.
What
So number 1 is Heavenly Delusions.
18 points, so it's
27.
27.
And number 1 is Heavenly Delusion.
I kind of had a feeling, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I was tossing up between Vinland Saga as well, but
Were you guys really that shocked, though, when Vinland Saga was only number 2 for me?
Yeah,
Yeah, I was.
Wow.
so my list could actually really change things here.
Yeah.
Number 10, Trigun Stampede.
Yeah.
So
7.
it'll finish on 7 points.
7!
7.
Then the Magical Revolution of the Reincarnated Genius,
Of the Reincarnated Genius.
of the Reincarnated Princess and the Genius Young Lady. No, sorry, Reese. Then Tokyo Revengers Season 3.
Our list is the exact same at the minute.
Then Dr. Stone New World.
Oh.
So that's 4 points going on there.
Yeah, 21.
Sixth place, I had... No, hang on a second. 2, 3... Yeah, because this is the next one. Sixth place. You guys are going to hate me for this. Vinland Saga Season 2.
What the fuck?
How many points? What?
32 should be. Oh, is it
Judas.
5 points for that, yeah?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 points.
32 you're on there.
32. Then Heavenly Delusion.
Wow! So that's 6, 26.
Then I had the Apothocarry Diaries.
Wow.
7, so it's on 24.
Yeah.
And then I had Buddy Daddies at third,
So that's
7
8,
points.
20.
No, 19.
You get 8 points, don't you? Or is that third?
The third, yeah, so yeah,
8,
20.
yeah.
So, let's take a look at the score chart, see how I affect, because I've got Frieren and I've got
So
Zom.
Zom 100. So, the lead at the minute, Vinland Saga with 32.
Yeah.
Frieren is on 25.
Oh, so either of...
And Zom 100 is on 21.
I
So
think-
Zom 100 can't win.
Yeah.
Freeren could.
Frieren does. I
Frieren
think.
does?
Yeah,
Yeah, because I can't-
32.
32.
Whatever
Whatever
it
it gets, because he gets 9 points, it'll get 34. And
I think your favourite is on 100.
You're absolutely right. Zom
Yay.
100 gets,
Ah, yeah.
and Freeren will get 9 points. So
34.
I'm kind of I'm kind of surprised I'm the only one who put Frieren number 1.
I
honestly.
kind of cost it for Vinland, weirdly,
Yeah. Yeah, I think putting it so
Yeah,
low,
I
yeah.
think so.
Yeah.
because it was if it had got a couple more points higher, it would have either tied or.
Wow.
Ah, shame! I wish it had tied now because I would have liked to.
I'll be honest, I think Frieren still would have won. It's
Free-
out currently on MAL, it's number 1.
Well, I'll
right
tell you
now.
what the
Yeah.
averages were in a minute, but let's go through the list. Number 10 was Trigun Stampede, got 7 points.
Yeah.
Not surprised.
Then it was 9th place went to the Magical Revolution. The Princess, the Chichon Lady, was on 10 points. Didn't do too well.
Sorry, Reese.
That's alright.
Next up was 8th for Tokyo Revengers Season 3, got 15 points. Then we had Buddy Daddies was next, 20 points. So that's four from the bottom. So it's.
But by the way, I like how we apologise to Reese, but not
Yeah.
me for Trigun Stampede.
Fifth place.
Because you knew what you were doing, Ren.
You knew you did something
Fifth
wrong.
place
I liked
goes
it.
to Dr.
Hey, Papa.
Stone New World. I
Yeah.
believe that's accurate. That's fifth.
Yeah.
Fourth place is, and just missing out on Mel, the Apothocary dies with 24. No, hang on a second. That's in. No, fourth place is Heavenly Delusion,
Yeah.
Oh,
26.
yeah.
So the bronze medal went to Zom 100 Bucket List of the Dead. It got 31 points. Silver to Vinland Saga Season 2. For Anime Amigos Anime of the Year, the gold medal goes to Frieren Journey's End.
Woo! Everybody,
Yay!
clap your hands!
I think that's a very good placement, actually. I think that does
Yeah.
sum up
Oh,
our
I'm so happy.
Because we've got all of the big hitters in there.
Incidentally, anyone want to? Obviously, you know what the average is going to be considering what is placed on my anime.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, it was actually way closer than I expected. So compared to our list. So anyone want to guess what was bottom of the average? What couldn't have won if in a case of a tie?
Magical
Magical
Revolution.
Revolution.
Buddies?
No, Magical Revolution was right. It,
Yeah.
of the two sites, it scored out of 15. This is out of 15, by the way. It scored 11.32.
So that, okay.
Then it was Trigun Stampede. 11.79 was its score.
Yeah.
Tokyo Revengers, this was amazing. Season 3, it scored an exact 12 out of
Oh, wow.
50. That was the first time that happened.
it was good. People did still like it.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
Hence why I don't think it's hate
that-
for the season itself.
So it's 12. Oh, by the way, I should say, when I took the average, I took Dr. Stone's second core because that was the one that scored the highest. So, it had
Okay.
the-
Yeah.
so I wanted to give it the best chance.
If we counted both cores, it would have won.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tokyo Revengers. I will hate to say it, but in 7th place was Zom 100.
Oh, wow.
It scored 12.02, and it was really brought down by the My Anime List crowd.
Yeah.
That really punished it for its. They really seemed like they were punishing it for its delay. Heavenly Delusion was next up. That was 12.31.
Yeah.
That was the Anime Planet List. Let that one down a little bit. Dr. Stone New World was next. 12.68. Buddy Daddies 12.88. Vinland Saga Season 2 got, despite the fact what people said about it, it scored 13.12 in the end. So it's all... Now here's the thing, Frieren obviously was topped it,
Yeah.
but it wasn't as high as I was expecting. The Anime Planet scoring sort of brought it down a little bit. It was 13.68.
Really?
And Apothocarry Diaries was in second with 13.40. So there
Wow.
wasn't that much between them.
Yeah.
So for Frieren, and I didn't expect Apothocarry Diaries to score that high. So if it had gone to a tie between Frieren and Vinland Saga, Frieren would have won.
Free
Yeah.
run.
Yeah.
Free rent,
Please.
Free rent.
It's been too long.
But I will say, this was a great list to do. I will say,
Oh
actually,
yeah,
guys.
definitely.
This is a great
It
year.
was really good.
I'm really looking forward to doing 2024 with all of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So next time we're back with Anime Mastermind, but Elliot's doing the Quizmaster role this time because he's making sure he can't win another year in a row.
Yeah, I've won 3 years in a row. It's about time we set changes.
So obviously,
Changes to Reese winning this time.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
yeah, like
Just
the
the
first
other
2 years.
But of course, hand the
but,
title
what,
to
but
each
here's the
other.
thing: one of us will get a second wild card this year. 'cause second-
Yay! At last!
I mean, Ren's
You've got to beat me first.
Oh fuck!
I mean, who knows? Calvin might win one. Ren's won the King's Crown this year.
That's true.
Like,
Yeah, the least decorated
I know,
accolade.
I will say I don't know what the second subject is going to be yet. We're going to discuss that between ourselves in a minute. But I will say thank you.
I'm gonna try and make time. I have Like a Dragon coming out next week, and Persona 3, and Grand Blue Fantasy releasing next week. So they'll be releasing the week after. Oh, I've got so much work.
That's why I'm saying we're going to do something very easy next month. And of course, I've got some Pokemon competitions to be convening, and so I want something very easy. So it's going to be some. So I'm going to base around something that the least I've watched, if nothing else, me and Elliot have watched, so that way there's less trouble for me and him to do.
Sound.
I'll try and make it something that we've all watched, but anyway,
Pokemon Season 1.
Anime Mastermind
Busters,
will be, of
just
course,
pisses
next
off.
month.
Yeah.
So we'll
Hey,
see.
that's a good show.
We'll
No,
see.
I mean just so I have to do more work.
Oh, right.
So we'll see
You're
you.
watching it. Shut up.
Monster.
We'll see you next week time, guys.
Goodbye.
Thank you for
everyone.
watching. Goodbye. Insert Top Gear music.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.